What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you're new to the channel, I am your host, as always, Rashid White. All right, let's get into it. You guys see the title, you see the graphics. What a Trae Young trade could actually mean for both sides. Now, this article, I actually just saw it. I said, well, let me lead off with that. And I mean, you know, how y'all guys know how I feel. I don't want any more below the rim, non-athletic guys, man. I'm just done seeing it for like the last 5 or 6 years, man. Um, I want to see some above the rim guys. I want to see some average NBA height, 6'6", 6'7" ish. We want to see guys that can actually guard, multiple positions, not just one. So if you get Trae Young here, I mean, he can. He's not bad in terms of sliding his feet, but like from the physicality standpoint, like the power forwards, right? The centers, the small forwards. All these guys are really, really skilled, from almost every position, and they could target Trae Young, right, in a screen, and that would make like help actually have to come. And if these teams are loaded with 3-point shooters, then that means you're leaving wide open threes, especially if guys are shooting like upper 30s, 40 something percent, man. All right, so let's get into this article right here, man. And it says, what a Trae Young, Brooklyn Nets. Okay. I mean, for both sides, let's get into it. And then we're gonna get into the whole Giannis thing over here, man, because there's a lot of chatter out there saying because of the new CBA, right, the draft picks right now are really, really, really enticing for a lot of teams. So this draft, I don't know, man. I have a lot of questions about this draft. I was just on FYF Sports, man, and we were talking about that for like a good 15, 20 minutes. Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey. We were talking about those guys, and I'm not too high on those guys. I mean, especially like Ace Bailey. He has like the highest draft bust potential there. It can go either way. All right, so it says Trae Young's relationship with the city of New York is a well-documented one. When the four-time All-Star visits the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden fans yell and scream at the 6'1" guard, typically due to monster performances that results in loss and a loss for the host. Now, the reason why you can actually like relate to Trae Young is because like if you're just like a 5'11" guy, a 6-foot guy, I mean, you could be Trae Young, right? It's hard to be LeBron James and MJ. I mean, we don't have like 40, 41-inch verticals or anything like that. But like Trae Young, if you put the work in, you can actually really, if you're willing to work 10 hours a day on your offensive game, you can actually be a Trae Young, man. So, and he's not 6'1". I think he's more like 5'11". I think 6'1" is a little bit generous, but I think he's more like 5'11". So it says heading into the offseason that projected to see many stars move. Young could find himself calling New York home, just not the Knicks. There may be no better way to spice up the crosstown rivals between the Knicks and Brooklyn Nets. Then if the GM wants Sean Marks were to go out and add Young to to be the face of the Brooklyn rebuild. You know, that's Young in terms of like, getting news, good for the show, right? But I mean, you got to win, man. I mean, Atlanta didn't do anything this year, man. So, and he's averaging, I think at one point he was actually averaging like 27 points, 11 assists. That's huge. That's incredible, man. But again, there's also like a defensive side of it, man. You got to look at, not just the actual scoring and offense. Okay. It says chatter has begun emerging surrounding his future in Atlanta, and with the Nets possibly going star searching this summer, a Brooklyn Young pairing could become a reality. This is now outside of compensation. There will be one area to address should this actually happen. Cam Thomas, Young and Thomas in the same backcourt may be the best offensive force in the entire league, but the defensive liabilities will be glaring. Could this be fixed with a versatile wing defender to guard the ball? Possibly, but having those two on the court at the same time allows Brooklyn's opposition to find mismatches quite easily. All right, so again, because they're like below the rim guys, right? They're gonna have to rely on floaters. Both him and Cam Thomas, they can't really kind of like explode through contact and like finish. If you look at Donovan Mitchell, and so maybe so. I mean, they're gonna break Boston up. I always say if the Nets are serious about winning the championship, how do they match up with Boston? But I don't know. I just don't, like I said, Cam Thomas to me is like a guy who comes off of the bench, man. Most teams he's not starting. Most teams he's not. And if he is starting, he's not going to be the number one option or the second option. He's going to be like a third option at best. A guy that just, you needs some points and like in a half court set and you see how like teams can go on stretches for like 3 minutes without scoring. Well, I mean, Cam Thomas can solve a lot of those issues, though, but it's dicey. I said, enter his 7th year as a pro. Young is hungry for success beyond the regular season. Atlanta does have the solid pieces in place, but haven't made it out of the first round since the conference finals run. He won't expect it to wait around forever. The Nets whiff on Giannis Antetokounmpo. Young would be a great consolation prize right there, man. So that's, like I said, that's just really more for headlines, right? Since they started allowing more physicality, like Trae Young, especially, you see the playoffs now, man. You see the physicality, and you'll see how certain players, even like a guy like, let's say Jalen Green on the Houston Rockets, right? You see they're being physical with him. He's 186 pounds and he's way, hyper athletic guy, and you see how he's actually really struggling, man. And Claude is right, man. I just don't think the Hawks are going to give up on him, man. I mean, he's really like the big draw for people in Atlanta in that area to really go down there and actually really want to see him play. Because again, a lot of people, if you're a basketball player, you're a hooper, you could relate to Trae Young, you could relate to Steph Curry, guys like Kyrie Irving, guys who are like below the rim and had like extreme success. In the NBA, you could really, really kind of relate to that, man. Yo, Mo Beasley, what's good, man? Yeah, they were talking so much shit about oh yeah, you saw me on FYF, man. Johnny didn't cook me, man. You saw Lamont trying to finagle chat GDP, right? I was right on my AD takes. I'm right on my what's his name? Fuck, man. Austin Reeves, right? if the Lakers had Anthony Davis, they actually win this series over here, man. All right. So he is a defensive anchor. I don't care what Chat GDP says. Chat GDP had me winning it first, and then Lamont kept trying to finagle everything around. And like Austin Reeves, I mean, he was unplayable in that series, man. He gets put on to like Anthony Edwards, right? And look what happens. You got to send help, and guys like Nas Reed is open, and Ant-Man's open. So, oh man, that was like 2.5 hours on FYF Sports Debate. So if y'all want to go see me over there, I was over there for like he did like an 8-hour stream, 8.5-hour stream. So I was over there for like almost 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours with Lamont over there. Okay, so where was I over here, man? And it says, okay. So again, Trae Young, what do you guys actually think in the chat? Let me drop the link in here. Anybody want to come in? Hold on, let me get this link in here. All right, let me go through these comments real quick and let's see. It says player one says James Harden is the biggest disappointment in basketball. I told you guys he was done, man. He's not the same. He doesn't have the explosiveness like he did when he was with the Houston Rockets back then, man. It's not the same James Harden, man. And he was like a defensive liability back then when he had his athleticism. Oh boy, here we go with Big Fan Breezy over here, man. Yo, Big Fan Breezy, what's good, man?
Such a joyous moment. I want my debate. Shout out to Brooklyn Hoops. Shout out to BKNY Hoops. Shout out to you. Shout out to your show. Love the show. A lot of content. But, I had a problem with one show in particular. Let's talk about it, man. I'm the person.
All right. It was good, man.
You know what I'm here for. You know what I want. BKNY hoops.
All right.
BK.
So
you was at a debate earlier on FYF. Set it up.
I was over there for like 3 hours, damn near, man. Just today. So.
You can set it up on his page.
All right, if you want to get into like a little quasi debate right now, we'll spend a couple of minutes on it, man. Oh, okay, you want to go over there and do it?
Yeah.
All right. So why Cam Thomas though? Why?
No.
I gave you.
This started because of the show you did. This is not mine, and this is your show. I'm on your show. So what I'm asking you is, I seen you said to the Utah Jazz, and I seen you said to the Chicago Bulls, right?
Yeah.
Bruh, are you serious?
Yeah,
Cam
man.
Thomas on Utah, how that makes sense for us? How that work for us?
I told you, man. Like he's a bench. Listen, if I was to say, right, let's take Cade Cunningham, right? We're gonna take him off Cade Cunningham. We're gonna take Cade Cunningham. Hold on. Let me finish.
You're not on Utah.
Listen. I'm giving you a scenario here. So let's say we take Cade Cunningham. We're gonna put him on Minnesota with Anthony Edwards, right? We could have a hour or 2 hour like long debate on who the offense is actually going to be ran through, man, because those are two like dynamic players, man. If you was to take like Cam Thomas, right, and then put him on Minnesota, he comes off the bench. He goes to the Lakers, he comes off the bench. He goes to Cleveland, he comes off the bench. Boston off the bench, Knicks off the bench.
He don't come off the bench on the Lakers. You crazy?
Yeah, is he starting over? He's starting over Austin Reeves?
Yes.
I don't know about that, man.
Serious?
Yeah, man. Austin Reeves is a better playmaker.
Come on, you not.
Listen, I think Cam Thomas is better than him. You know, I'm on record saying that, but I'm just saying Austin Reeves gives you the playmaking that Cam Thomas. Right?
How much is Sissy average?
No, I'm just telling you how the Lakers look at it, right? They value his playmaking. You know, I don't value it, but I'm just saying I'm saying what the Lakers actually think. All right. So what
the Lakers actually think.
Because they value him. They value him. I mean, we was on even
value him as a playmaker.
Chat GDP corrected me as I said that Austin Reeves has a net negative. So Chat GDP says no, he does have value on a roster, you know, on the Lakers roster. And I mean I disagree with that, but
how is he bro? My debate with you is that Cam Thomas is for the Brooklyn Nets is better than Austin Reeves for the Brooklyn Nets or Josh Giddey or Kobe White. Like I watched the show. Like, bro, they talking about pairing up Cam Thomas with Kobe White, folks. Like, we need a point guard, and I did a show to that show saying that Cam Thomas played with every point guard: Ed Sumner, Ben Simmons, Keon Johnson, bro, Dennis Schroeder, what is his name? Dinwiddie, any point guard, DDJ. Any point guard you could imagine that could been on the Brooklyn Nets, Cam Thomas played next to him, and he do work. So this is what I'm saying. Jordy Fernandez, that's not necessarily because of Cam Thomas. That's because Jordy Fernandez is a good coach, and you could give him any point guard, and he's going to be good next to Cam Thomas, bro. Like, it's just the truth, bro.
All right, so like I said, you're not looking at the other elements when it comes to it. It's again, his defense, right? He doesn't have the foot speed to go out there and chase these 3-point shooters off the line. You watched the Minnesota Lakers series. You saw how fast Naz Reid was getting the threes up. I was like, he's just flicking his hand. Like it was out of his hands in seconds. You got to have the athleticism to get out there and run him off the 3-point line, or you just don't have a chance, man. You know, he doesn't have.
Hold on. So what I'm saying is, realistically, that article, and I looked at it, Cam Thomas is better for the Brooklyn Nets than any player in that article. A situation like Cunningham next to Edwards isn't a realistic.
No, I said we could have a debate and say we could have a serious 2-3 hour debate on like who should be like who should have the ball in their hands, like who the offense should be ran through. If you was to put Cam Thomas on the Minnesota Timberwolves, No, it's Autumn. There's no debate there, right? He's coming off the bench, right? He's not even a first or second option. But if we take Cade Cunningham, when we take Donovan Mitchell and put him on the Timberwolves, we could have a serious debate for like 2 hours on who the offense should be ran through.
Bro.
Donovan Mitchell or like, let's say, Ant-Man. If we put Cam Thomas in that scenario, like there's no,
Bro, I'm not trying to come here and tell you that he's better than Donovan Mitchell and Ant-Man and all of that. I'm not doing that. I'm saying trading him off of the Brooklyn Nets is crazy work. Like, he is the best scorer on the team. Everybody keep talking LM. I listen, like I said, I tap in. Bro, no, it's no way that y'all gonna ignore what's fitting to happen with whoever we draft next to Cam Thomas. Or every fan that I know always going in about the 2 year and how we gonna look with the back-to-back, even me, because I understand that's how championship rosters are built. Back-to-back seasons, you go and you get a high draft pick. I get it. But what I'm saying is before that happens, we're gonna see Cam Thomas next to whoever we draft. And that team, trust me, bro, it's gonna be dangerous. I'm telling you, bro. Like, it's no way we not getting a great draft pick. And I just
that draft is garbage, man. It's not really that good, man.
God.
There's no generational talent on here, man. There's no Wimby's, there's no Paulo Bancheros. I don't see it. I just don't. I mean, Lamont agrees with me. As a matter of fact, Lamont's coming on the show. When I do a draft show, probably this week or next week, he's gonna come on and he actually concurs.
Bro, we're going to see, bro. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm not debating the draft per se because I don't watch college basketball enough to, you know what I mean, have the debate in an honest way. But when it comes down to Cam Thomas getting traded, set it up. Tell Lamont, set it up on his page. We could actually have this debate because I hear you running from you dancing right now. You dancing right now.
No, I'm not dancing. The thing is that we just haven't seen
Cunningham, like Donovan Mitchell. These guys got nothing to do with it.
We haven't seen a large sample size of Cam Thomas because like you got to blame Sean Marks for that, and you got to blame those previous coaches, right, for not developing him and giving him enough time to really kind of like see if he can actually contribute to winning basketball, man. And he gets hurt when he does get like, I don't know, man. You just haven't seen a large sample size of him. It's a very limited sample size.
That's fair to say. You want to see what minutes. One season he had 67 games. That was only one season, so I get it out of 4 seasons. But at the end of the day, I just think that's the business and the reason why
we seen it with Kyrie Irving, right? When Kyrie Irving was the guy, when they traded Luka, right? You got to go out there, you got to score, like 20, 25 points a night, and on the other end, you got to go hard. You got to play defense.
That ain't the problem, bro. He can't.
He was their own. Listen, he was their only high percentage. He was the only one that could generate offense on that team. And he had to go and play defense on the other end. They expect you to play defense. They expect you to guard. So, and look what happened to him. He winds up tearing his ACL because of the load that he actually has to put on. So we got to see from a physicality standpoint whether Cam Thomas is built for it or not, man.
But you trying to tell me still, even all of that, with him still having to do that next season, you trying to tell me you rather have Josh Giddey here than Cam Thomas? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, we've seen a large sample size of Josh Giddey, right? And that's the thing. We haven't seen a large sample size of Cam Thomas, man.
I disagree. I disagree. What about what else? What was the other player that was from Utah? Who the hell we were supposed to get from Utah for Cam Thomas to be in Utah?
I forgot. I gotta read the article again. I forgot.
But you would make that trade? You would make that trade?
It depends on who the player is. It all depends, man. I know they were talking about just losing Cam Thomas. There wasn't even a trade. It was just like, Sean Marks doesn't really believe in him, and Cam Thomas could walk if another team actually makes an offering. It wasn't about a trade. It was about Cam Thomas just walking, and going to another team, either signing with Utah or Chicago directly.
Yeah. I see him being the man next year. Everybody keeps talking about whatever this draft pick supposed to be. And to more to the point, and since you don't think that the draft is going to be good, when whoever we draft, when they come here next season, they're going to be number 2 to Cam Thomas, as they should be on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not saying Cam Thomas is going to be the leader. I don't know how that's fitting to play. I think the coach should have the biggest voice in the locker room, honestly. But
I mean,
at the end of the day, he's the best scoring option we got. So.
Yeah, player one says Cam Thomas
He's
is
a Knicks fan. He's a
get him.
He's a Knicks fan, bro. I know player one, bro. He's a Knicks fan. He causes chaos in the chat. He's a Knicks fan, bro.
So what do you think about a pairing of Cam? Does this article talks about a pairing of Cam Thomas and Trae Young in the backcourt? Man, that's just like, I don't know. Defensively, because like I said, you can't just look at it one side. You got to look at it from both spectrums, defense and offense.
Bro, I don't like it. I think Trae Young is a phenomenal player, but they doing so much for Trae Young in Atlanta. They made him the franchise player. It's not successful seeing Luka go to LA. So why would a franchise player leave again and try to do the same thing? It wasn't even successful for Paul George going from it, you know what I'm saying, getting traded and being where he at now. Like, I've got countless examples of how free agents, they leave their team to go pair up, basically the Paul George with the Clippers, how that didn't work. And you know what I'm saying? I don't see why we would do it. Like, I'm not trying to make the same mistakes other teams made. Like, no, let him. He's a franchise player for the Atlanta Hawks. He get busy with them. This is the second go at it. The first go at it in his first contract in those first 4 years in that window, I believe he made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
That's when the league was like
soft,
and you breathe on Trae Young.
No, but what was his 2 guard? How big was he? Had a big 2 guard. Kevin Huerter, he like 6'6", 6'7".
No, I mean he would like draw fouls. He would foul bait. Yeah,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he was paired with a bigger guard, right? Kevin Huerter, he's 6'6", 6'7", right?
I forgot. I don't really watch the Hawks that much. I forgot. I gotta look at the roster.
Yeah, so I'm saying that to say he's a big guard, so they put Trae Young next to him because he can make up for the defense. Because of course you want that to happen. You don't want listen. This is what I'm saying. It's hard to get a player that's going to play the most defense. Not to say you hide your best player on offense, but teams have a tendency of attacking your best offensive player to get him in foul trouble, to get him, you know what I'm saying, off the court. You feel what I mean? So no, bro, I'm not trying to do that. Have we seen how Cam Thomas look next to Schroeder? That's the template. If they're not going to play defense like Schroeder or be a big guard, I don't want them next to Cam Thomas. It's just, from what I've seen last season in basketball, that's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
I mean, all right, yo, DJ, what you think about this whole thing, man? What Breezy's actually saying? Yo, CJ, where you at, man? I wanted to get your input on that, man. Come back on, man. Yo, DJ, what you think, man?
I mean, because I really don't want Trae Young on the team, bro, because he's like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11". He's not even a winning. To me, he's not a winning player you can win with, like to win a championship with. So and he's really small. He's not, and ever since they changed the rules, he's not getting the same calls like he used to. So his points is the same, but the way he gets them off is not the same, bro. It's not the same how it was in 2021.
Yeah. For the record, I didn't bring up what's his name? Cam Thomas.
It's hard to build around Trae Young, bro. It's very hard to build around Trae Young.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I was like the assist numbers. I mean, he'll help Claxton out, I guess. He'll help. He'll
help like the bigs.
He'll make him look better.
In terms of winning, though, you can't win with Trae Young on your roster.
But even like with the main option, you just need, like I was on like FYS Sports for like 2 hours. We were talking about the whole Laker thing, and Lamont couldn't believe I predicted the Lakers losing that series, even though it's documented that before the series even started, I had them losing in like 4 or 5 games. Because of just you need more like skilled guys, more multi-dimensional guys, man. You can't have like one-way guys like in DFS, and they were saying Jackson Hayes. I said it doesn't mean anything, man. Like,
Rudy Gobert was still going to get his stuff off regardless.
Exactly, regardless of Jackson Hayes or not. He's too small. He's 220 pounds. So
Rudy Gobert was looking like Shaq out there.
yeah,
That was wild. Rudy Gobert had a great game against the Lakers. That was wild.
yeah, man. They just
I
don't have.
just think the NBA. I think like a lot of these teams, BK. I'm gonna be honest, bro. A lot of these teams really think that playing small ball, playing short guys in a rotations is gonna work, bro. There's only been one other team that we've ever seen it work for, and that's the Warriors. You can't replicate
That's
what
what
the
Sean
Warriors
Marks
did,
been
bro.
trying to do, though, Deep. And that's been a problem. Is we gotta get away from small ball philosophy. That's
But
why you
like the
gotta get an
problem
actual
is, John,
center
is
in
that
this
Wait,
draft.
hold on. One second.
You can't keep living off of what the Warriors did. We can't replicate their greatness. Bro.
Yeah, you
Nobody
gotta
can
have
replicate
those
that
kind of
greatness.
players there.
I know, like we shouldn't be taking all these crazy threes. We should try to get actual big guys. Having Claxton as the only big as a runner does nothing for us offensively. It's like 4 or 5 basketball. I agree. It's got to stop this summer. If Sean Marks actually drafts a big on draft night, it's gonna be the craziest breaking news we've ever heard. Like it's
Like,
seriously.
have we ever
You
had
gotta
a
listen.
have we
You
ever
can't
had
have a one-dimensional big man. Hold on. What y'all think about what Breezy was saying about Cam Thomas? Breezy wants like
I want
Cam
to cook
Thomas to be
you.
the
I want
face
to
of the
debate you
organization.
and cook you. That's what I want to do. That's what I want. I want to go on FYF and wherever you at. Whether
what exactly? I just want to know what exactly.
He didn't like my last video I did on Cam Thomas.
Yo, he made a whole video about you, Hoops. He was replaying film of you, man. Like he's ready man for this. Crazy did his research.
Me personally though, BK. I don't think you can have somebody like Cam Thomas as your main option. I just don't think you can have him as your number one guy. I think maybe as a third option.
Yeah,
that would be good.
Yeah, that's not number
one option. You can't win with your number one option as Cam Thomas.
And the thing is,
give me some reasons. Why is that? I mean, I gave my reasons on it.
Well, for starters, if you look at the number one options in the league, tell me the number one options in the league. Jokic, SGA, Ant-Man,
K guards. K plays defense.
And even if you want to say, we don't have to say Tatum. If you could say Jaylen Brown, even
Jaylen Brown is a physical force, man. Sheesh.
Like a lot of these dudes is bigger, stronger, more skilled, knows how to win, and they got more experience, bro. You can't win with a dude with Cam Thomas who's 6'2", 6'3". Like, come on, bro. You can't win like that.
We definitely disagree with that. I think what Jordan,
I don't want to match him up
with Cam is he does way better as a scoring guard than having all the responsibilities of being a point guard.
But Jonathan, here's the thing though. What does all those guys that I name have that Cam Thomas doesn't have? Besides
they have physical. They have physicality. Some of them have athletic finish at the rim. I understand that Thomas has to make up for those things. I will say this though, DJ. Thomas did work on his playmaking this year. I will give credit where credit's due. It has gone better, but I agree.
Those dudes, bro,
better pieces around him.
Elite to great to good playmakers, bro. Like they're elite players.
Right.
Yeah, and I think Cam Thomas is like on a conscious competence. He has to think about the playmaking. Like these guys, it's automatic to them. Bro. You know, it's like they already have it already. And again, like I said with Cam Thomas, we just haven't seen a large sample size of him. And who would say Mike W. saying
BK, let's talk numbers because you keep saying that. And when I start thinking about sample size, I'm thinking about 30. When 30 games when it was Cam Thomas and KD, and when Kyrie wasn't here for what all of that stuff that was going on, it was 30 game sample size. And I remember because I was looking at it, and we were 7-3 every 10 games. That's where the 30 come from, right? So in 30 games, we were 21-9. Cam Thomas was straight balling next to KD, the 1-2 punch, and just KD with the rookies. That's what they was calling it. Basically, I'm saying all that to say he wasn't the one option.
Right? He wasn't on scouting reports either.
Hold on. He's talking about. Hold up, bro.
I'm talking about what DJ talking about. Y'all talking about number one option, and I'm saying he wasn't the number one option. But
nobody was looking.
He wasn't on scouting reports.
Yeah, he was a rookie.
Still, even if he's not on scouting reports as a number two option, he did what he's supposed to do. And again, when we see him,
I agree with that. Yeah, Breezy.
You say you was a number one. Defend that shit.
No, I'm not. bro. Listen,
That's why I'm
the
trying to understand. Do you
contracts
want
that
him as a number one, or do
the
you want him as a
contracts
second?
that we finna get next
I think
season.
he's an interesting supporting piece.
Hold on, can I answer the question?
Let Breezy finish. Let Breezy finish.
If the contracts that we supposed to get is from the G League, and we got Keon Johnson and all these players that's just happy to get to the, you know what I'm saying, the Brooklyn Nets from the G League, and we not signing no big contracts in the free agency, it makes sense for him to be the number one option. He been here the longest. He been could have asked out for you know what I'm saying, to another team. And on top of that, we seen him be the number 2 and 3 option, and they let Schroeder be the number 1 option over Cam Thomas.
But that's not, but Breezy, that's not winning formula, bro.
No, bro. Again, my thing is, I don't want Nets fans to think that I'm saying this as the equation of a winning formula, because it's about player development and focusing on that next season's draft, because we got our own draft pick. The season that we just see, what fans like to call tanking, is really, in my opinion, a player development season. This is why you see Keon Johnson got better from the beginning of the year to the where we at the end of the season.
But these dudes should even be on the roster, though, bro. That's
bro, they putting them on the
roster.
roster for the
dropped the ball a bit.
No,
Breezy.
hold on. But
Breezy, you talk about player development. That didn't happen until the end of the season, though. You got to remember that too.
That's a lie. They was developing Noah Clowney right out the gate. They did that at the end of the season.
Noah Clowney was injured a portion of the season too. You got to remember that too. We talked about this.
Hold on, Jonathan, because he just made a good point. Player development. When you see teams with player development, they have a good young core. We don't have a good young core, bro. These are just
if you could upgrade him in
BK,
draft.
He's saying Keon Johnson, bro. Half of these dudes on this roster, let's just throw out. We're not gonna mention Cam. We're not gonna mention Clowney, Clyson, and all them dudes. Half of these dudes on the roster is just G League guys, bro.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Young core, that's development. That's terrible.
Let's also remember Keon's season was up and down.
Breezy, if you wanna win and you wanna go out here and win, or even just try to, bro, you're not gonna have dudes like Keon Johnson on your roster, bro.
Bro, that's the point.
You know how many times the guy took so many shots and missed that shot?
Hold on. So hold on. Y'all, you trying, because we all Nets fans. You trying to tell me, for the most part, this ain't for us to focus on the draft. It wasn't about winning.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. The whole thing about player development, the significance of it is seeing if Jordy Fernandez can have the locker room.
I agree. BK, I agree. No, Breezy, I agree with you.
I just want to say this. Sean Marks witnessed what it looked like when the head coach doesn't have the biggest voice in the locker room. Right. With KD, with Kyrie, with Harden, with McCall, and all of them, and how John Vaughn lost the locker room with the Milwaukee Bucks situation. You feel what I mean? He wanted somebody that was gonna be have the locker room. You know what I mean? And he does. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Sean
I mean, he has. I get what you say. He has the locker room in terms of who the players are on this team. Like on this team, he has the locker room for this.
He only has it because guys are fighting for their NBA lives, man.
That's what I'm saying. We can't. That's what I'm just. It's hard because we can't judge it off of this season because half of these dudes is not going to be here.
Yeah,
it really starts next season because you got to see what he can do with raw players. I know, but Breezy, you got to see what he can do with raw players. Let's remember, these guys have to try to stay in the league.
So hold on. You trying to tell me again? Y'all making it seem like they desperate. This is an opportunity for them to get busy.
Breezy,
number 10th pick.
We're talking about the core. Wait, Breezy. We're talking about the core specifically.
Like the
core. These guys are bench guys, most of them. Let's call it what most of these guys are bench guys.
Listen. But what I'm asking is, again, I'm getting to DJ's point about how most of these guys are G League. Yeah, okay, but then you got Zaire Williams, who's a number 10th pick in the 2021 draft. He had his best season in the NBA with Jordy Fernandez being his head.
Bro, but nobody's scouting for him. Like nobody's looking out there to like guard him, bro.
Oh man, I'm saying when
that's what I'm saying. Like, hold on, Breezy. What I'm saying is that looking at this team, right, bro? Regardless if they're not gonna be here or not, cool. Half of these dudes is not that good, bro. I mean, in my opinion, outside of Cam, none of these dudes on this roster is really that good.
Nope.
Bro, and the one guy that we will probably re-sign is Zaire.
Hold on.
Listen.
To me, at this point, hold on, Breezy. I'm gonna say this, bro, and I'm gonna leave it here and I'm gonna let you go. The only person I feel like we should even be looking to just keep is just Cam.
It's just Cam?
Cam Thomas. And maybe CJ.
All right, so hold on. This again, what I'm saying is, I'm not defending all of the players and this and that and the third. I'm saying that Jordy Fernandez proved to the NBA, to Sean Marks and the rest of the NBA, that I can player develop players. And if I was to get if I'm doing all of this with a lottery with G League players, imagine if I get a high draft pick. I'm saying
that's just one player though.
No, but he still showed that he could make players better. When he Zion Williams. He showed you that. Hold on. He didn't put Cam Thomas in a situation where he don't get minutes if he don't play defense. He didn't put Cam Thomas in a situation where he's part of the offense. He don't just be the number one guy.
If Zion's 3-point shot is not falling, he really doesn't have any value, and he doesn't really have much of his game.
Bro, you didn't see Zion. Hold on. You didn't see Zion.
His defense is overrated, bro. Let's stop. His defense.
Oh my.
Wait. Zaire did show some improvements. I would rather keep him over Keon Johnson any day of the week. I would keep Zaire over Keon any day of the week. Hold on, I got to keep somebody.
Nobody up here saying he didn't show improvements. He showed improvement. Let's be honest. His Memphis tenure was horrible. I'm not gonna lie. He was trash on Memphis.
3-point shot got much better, DJ, after January.
That's what I'm saying. If you take the 3-point shot away, he's not like a 40%.
Bro, he was terrible in Memphis, John. He was terrible.
No, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that he did show 3-point improvement, and his energy on defense was good for most parts of the season.
All right, let me let Scott. Hold on. Let me let Scott and LM respond, man. Scott, you go first, man. What you think about this whole conversation?
But for the most part, I agree with Breezy saying though about Cam.
I don't, man.
He's not saying the number one option though, BK. He's not.
No, he is saying that.
Yeah, and BK.
Right now, hold on. BK, let me ask you a question. Hold on. Breezy, I got it right here. BK, let me ask you a question. Right now on this team, who's the number one option?
Right now, you know what? I would take. I think CJ would be more efficient than Cam Thomas in terms of scoring, man.
He's not a number one option, though. Remember that he's not a number one option.
That's why I want the debate. Set up the debate, yo. Somebody call F5, man.
Hold on, BK.
That's nasty, Hoops. That's just nasty what you said. Guy at 30 years old is the number one option.
Technically, you would be right in terms of this season because Cam hardly played. But in the totality of it, though, who is the number one option? Who is the number one guy right now?
I guess you would say Cam Thomas, but I mean, if that's the case, then the Nets are in serious.
But that's not going forward though. That was just for this season. That was just for
right now. No, but Breezy wants this. No, you gotta get. He wants it like 4 years, 5 years, man. He's just said if the Nets get another one pick, that Cam Thomas is gonna be the number one pick over he's gonna play over like 8.
Hold on. I think in all honesty, bro, wherever you want to have him, bro, second, third, in my opinion, he's third option.
But that's not a problem. That's not a bad thing if Thomas is a second or third option.
Rewind the show and then listen from the beginning. You'll see why I don't like
Breezy, you think that's bad? I mean, that's not bad. Third option.
I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying we can't ignore what next season is supposed to be. We got to agree on that first. Again, I think last season was about. He hasn't shown
anything to show you that he's a number one option, though.
Bro, what you mean? He a
scoring? Are you going to just go off of scoring?
Yeah, there's more.
Yes, I'm talking about. All right, so let me be specific.
Number one options. All number one options do out here is scoring. That's what Ant-Man does. That's what Steph does. That's what Jason
does. Ant-Man is the best scorer on that team. That's a fact.
But he's the best defender on that team too.
Bro, they got Rudy Gobert, man.
That's not necessarily true either.
Hold on, Ant-Man
is a better passer. He's a better passer. He's a better defender.
Full understanding this. So all Ant-Man does is score.
No, but he's not the best defender on that team.
No, I would.
You can argue McDaniels.
And Nasri.
McDaniels, Gobert. They got the.
Hold on.
McDaniels is a role player. He's a role player.
No, McDaniels is
we talking about the defense.
Okay, he's not the best defender. But what else does Ant-Man do to be the number one option? He does other things to be the number one option, bro.
He's a threat.
He defends. He's athletic. He can.
I think he showed it against the Lakers. He took out LeBron and Luka as the number one option.
If you just doing nothing but scoring, bro. If you just out here scoring, how can you be a number one option?
No, hold on. Again, I don't want to confuse the meanings, right? When I say the number one, he should be the number one scoring option. When we doing our offense, we should for instance, and I'm talking about stuff that we've seen already. We've seen 10 seconds go off of the shot clock and he ain't get the ball yet. They designed the play for him to go into the corner and then maybe he'll run like 2 or 3 screens to free him up so he could get the ball over the 3-point line. So I'm saying that to say that's not the number one option. When he was with Mikal Bridges, he wasn't the number one option. When he was with KD, he wasn't the number one option. Or Kyrie Harden,
right.
Hold on, DJ. Wait, Breezy, I think
the only time he was the number one option when KD wasn't there and like the rookies was there.
Let Ellen respond. He's been quiet. Ellen, go ahead, man.
I think what he's trying to say, Cam is a scoring talent. But with that being said, in terms of number one options, if scoring is a superpower, we all know that. But realistically, when you look around the league, especially what Paulo did, what Ant is doing, what freaking Tatum is doing, like these guys are scorers, but at the same time, they have two things that they're good at. It's not just scoring. It's either scoring at an elite level or defending at an elite level. It's scoring at an elite level, or playmaking at an elite level.
All right, I want everybody.
You know what I mean?
So hold on, Scott, you too. I want you to answer this over here, man. When it comes to Cam Thomas, right? If I was to take Cade Cunningham, right, take him off Detroit and put him on the Minnesota on the T-Wolves as currently constructed, we could have a 2 or 3 hours serious debate on who's going to be the number one option. If I take Cam Thomas and put him on Minnesota right now, there's no debate.
All right, bro. Come on, man. One
at a time. I want all you guys to respond.
That's such an uneven debate,
It's nasty, but it's not wrong.
It's true, but it's nasty.
Listen, hold on. Listen to the question that BK is really asking him, right? And I'm talking basketball business.
One at a time.
He's setting up a narrative, but really.
Scott, your mic is kind of low.
There's only, my philosophy. There's only one ball.
I said who the offense is going to be ran through. Hey, Scott, I said who the offense is going to be ran through.
Let me finish. There's only one ball.
You're not listening to the question.
Is going to be the
let him
No.
Wait, let Scott finish. Come on.
Scott, hold on. Whoa.
Come on, let him finish his point.
No. We're gonna have a serious debate about that, Scott. They ain't gonna be Ant-Man's, but no. We're gonna have a serious debate about that.
Okay. Ant-Man will have the ball to shoot.
No. What?
Yes.
You see what Cade is doing?
Cade is playing like.
Did you see what Ant is doing?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We can have a serious debate about this.
You must think that the ball just easily go all in everybody's hand.
Bro, BK,
in the past 2 years, Anthony Edwards has taken out Kevin Durant, and now he took out two of the best Devin Booker,
KD, Booker, Jokic,
Nikola,
Murray,
Jokic. Man, if he takes out
in the heated West, mind you. So how is this an argument? I love Cade, but Cade ain't better than Ant to me right now.
No, I mean we can have. No, I'm saying it could be a debate about it. Cade is nasty, man.
Well,
like,
he is. I love Cade.
I love Cade. We have the debate in terms of skills and everything.
You ain't off the hook.
I didn't say just Cade. I also threw Donovan Mitchell in there too, like in my opening.
Donovan Mitchell's nowhere near close to Ant-Man.
Hey, Mitchell's a good scorer though, but I give it to DJ. I'll give you some credit.
Mitchell can get out the second round, BK.
You can say Ant is the best shooting guard in the league right now.
Fact.
Ain't no debate.
To me, I'm gonna be honest with you, BK. To me,
I think they're the best. Money.
Who?
I think he's arguably could be one of the top players.
I said Minnesota might give up. I said Minnesota might give up zero for the money.
You guys understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, now if we put Cam Thomas on Minnesota right now, as currently constructed, there's no debate. He's coming up the bench.
Far, no.
He's coming up the bench.
Unless you put
as a sixth man, that's not a bad thing if he's a sixth man.
He's just saying swap for swap. So
unless you put in a point guard.
Like, bro, they strategically made that team intentional.
I don't know about that.
Start Reed if
hold on, Breezy. You're not understanding what I'm actually trying to say.
Bro, I understand. I'm set the debate.
Bro, he's not doing. Cam is not doing what Ant-Man's doing on the Minnesota.
Set the debate up, bro. I'm not talking about. See, this is what I'm saying. BK is confusing y'all. You lying to the fans.
No,
trying to make
BK. The problem.
You trying to tell me that you I'm not debating what you're talking about. I'm saying we shouldn't trade Cam Thomas for the article that you had, Josh Giddey or Kobe White or any other realistic draft.
No, there wasn't. It wasn't a trade. It was about like restricted free agents.
No, bro, I ain't got no. Yo, listen, if you just
stop with the Josh Giddey stuff, man. That guy is not going to do anything for us. Whoever's pushing that narrative, stop.
Listen, if you talking,
bro, John, you haven't watched Josh Giddey. He's good.
Listen,
he got bounced by Miami, DJ. He didn't even put much of a fight, man.
So what?
He's not there. Bro. He's there to run the offense.
Hold on, BK. Hold on, BK. So we gonna go off a team for individual, bro. Which one is it, BK? Jonathan, you can't have it both ways, bro.
I thought playing and playoffs are where it matters most. I know regular season is what defines what a great player is, but okay.
Hold on. Is this his first time in the play-in without SGA? Bro, he don't have a dominant squad.
I thought he doesn't need SGA if he's such a good player. So what are you talking about? He got bounced by Miami.
He is so what is he, a bad player to you?
I don't think he's a primary player. I think the money that he wants to pay like he's a primary or secondary guy. I don't see it.
Hold on. BK, I got him right here. What would you rather have? Josh Giddey at the point or D'Lo?
Ooh, I'd rather draft a point guard. I'd rather draft a point guard personally.
Stop it, bro. D'Lo, hold on. We're not talking about draft. Answer the question, Jonathan. D'Lo or Josh Giddey, bro? Because obviously, if you telling me D'Lo's a better playmaker, you don't know basketball.
Everybody,
no, not as a better playmaker. But if we're rebuilding, keep D'Lo another year for like 15 mil.
Everybody would choose Giddey, but I don't know about.
He said, bro. Did you hear what he said, LM? He said,
if we're still rebuilding, I'll choose D'Lo for a year so we could draft somebody better. Not that I want to keep D'Lo.
Hold on, Jonathan. Can I ask you a question? If you're rebuilding, what sense does it make to keep D'Lo when you have a chance to go get Giddey, bro? Who's younger?
What is Giddey going to add to our team realistically? Is he going to get us somewhere?
Playmaking, bro. He's 6'8".
Why not draft Dylan Hart? Why not draft Dylan Hart for Jeremiah years?
Jonathan, he's there to run an offense and try to make the other guys.
Like you said about your favorite player didn't even show up tonight. Stop it, Hoops. I got you cornered on that one.
He barely played. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
He wasn't in the rotation, man. We're not talking about
that. I wonder why.
Maybe because everything he said is true.
You want Giddey as your point guard for the next few years?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
but D'Lo, bro, who in their right mind would say they would rather keep D'Lo, bro? Come on.
No, I'm saying
it's not that I want D'Lo or I like him at all. It's just if we don't get a point guard on this draft,
I would rather take Killian Hayes over D'Lo, bro.
I'll take Killian Hayes right now. Listen, DJ, if you give Killian Hayes the option, I would take Killian Hayes over Giddey, man. I'm fine with that. It's rebuilding.
Like D'Lo is like D'Lo is one of the worst players I've seen.
Yeah, yes, he is most definitely. But why are we giving Giddey 30 mil if he's not going to impact us the right way?
You want player one? It's just like
you need a team, man. It's a start.
Okay, so we'll just pay Josh Giddey 30 million to do freaking nothing. Got it. Thanks, player.
No, you want to mean nothing. Thomas, hold on. You want to pay Thomas to do nothing?
He got bounced in the plane. Wherever he did regular season, they don't mean a damn thing.
That's not his fault, bro.
Stop it.
It's a team game, bro. What is this? One-on-one basketball?
Oh, so he should get 30 million because it's all about the team. Where's about him? Come on,
bro. He got bounced by my. First of all, let's be real. Miami is way more experienced. They got a better coach. They
got swept. And they got swept by the Cavs. So how does it make Giddey's value better for us?
Let me ask you, Scott. Your mic is low. What did he say?
I said yes. It's a team sport, but you made a comparison of two players.
No, I'm trying to.
Got you there, Hoops. Got you there.
He's not getting it. He's not.
I ain't gonna lie. Player one did make a good point in the comments. He said you could be the best scorer coming off the bench. Lou Will and Jamal Crawford both.
That is a fact.
They were never considered the number one option. That's your best player, not best scorer.
But that is a good had point. The mindset and was willing to do that, LM, I think we will all be in a good place.
But he can't. I don't think he can do that now because we don't have a best player. So if
but
we
I'm
had
saying,
a best
all right,
player,
Ellen, let's say for the sake of argument, we do get a best player, right? Say we get somebody. Is Cam going to be willing to go to the bench?
Who would you get? Who would you get?
No, I'm just regardless of who it is. I'm just saying if we get a number one option, Cam and the way he speaks, the way he's talked about it, he doesn't want to be on the bench.
Still 4 more slots.
He doesn't want to come off the bench. And like I said, he's just not that good when you compare him to like
I don't think Scott is understanding what we're saying.
We don't, but
what you're saying, but I'm saying
BK, to be fair, we don't have another two guard on that team that can do what Cam Thomas can do. So
but it's not going to contribute to winning though, man. Like if
it depends on what you got out there. It depends on what
Scott. But all right, Scott, can I ask you a question?
Depends who we draft.
Say for instance, you get a guard. say you get a point guard that's a scorer, and facilitate.
All right, let's for the sake of argument, let's say LaMelo Ball. Hold on. Scott, let's say LaMelo Ball then.
Would Cam
Oh
fit?
no. Like, I don't want him on this team, DJ.
I mean,
Cam-
technically, Cam could still start with LaMelo. It's just the defense.
Exactly. LaMelo plays
Right.
defense a little bit, bro.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
his
it
ankles are
depends on what
cooked.
you got. It depends on what you got. You can't make that assumption that, he would be a great off the bench guy. He would.
So Scott, can I ask you a
Because
question?
you need scoring
do
coming
you
off
think?
that bench.
Do you think Cam is a what do you think he is, a second option? Because I think he's a third option.
Yeah, well, he's an option.
What kind of option? Answer the question.
I don't know if he's a second. It depends. If you have a great scorer, say you got if you got just to say Cade coming off. Cade and
Cade Cunningham?
Yeah. I would put him at point.
Cade and who else?
I would put him at point. It wouldn't be bad to put Cam out there with him.
No, Cade and Cam can work together because Cade plays defense.
That would be an interesting combo that could work.
That's what I'm trying to say. And then you need another shooter.
Harper and Thomas could work.
My thing is, from almost every position, you got guys.
No, I don't think Harper and Thomas could work that well. Like how Cade.
No, I think would be good fun combination.
Not compared to how Cade and
all right, hold on. Harlem got smoke for me, man. And
Boobs, you got a lot of people coming at you tonight, man. What's going on?
That's fine.
Both his kings are gone, bro. LeBron James and Ben Simmons.
Yo, what happened with LeBron, man? And what happened with tonight with the Clippers? Hoops,
I told you,
your players are getting cooked. They're not even playing.
Man. Again, it's a team sport.
I don't even know how.
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all think Golden State might get eliminated today?
Yo, they
should
should be embarrassed if they lose like that, man.
I don't think so.
There's nothing to be embarrassed about, man. They just got older players and
it just happens.
No, I'm referring more to the coaching style of the game.
First of all, Fred VanVleet started shooting like he was another Curry out here, bro. That was luck.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
hold on. Did you see the stat? It said that he hasn't done that since the Raptors days, bro.
You know the X Factor's been. You know the X Factor's been for the Rockets. Steven Adams, man, they're like a +40 with that guy on the court. He has been huge for them. He's like a freaking anchor out
bro.
there.
He took. Hold on, BK. You really think that's happening again? They gave this man Steven
Well,
Adams.
he did it on the road. I mean, now role players are better at home than on the road. And
hold on, BK. He got 16 free throws, bro. You think that's happening again?
I think the Warriors.
The Warriors in
Houston probably.
The Warriors are getting exposed on not being as big of a team. That's what the Rockets are figuring out. I gotta give Ime credit for going with Adams. That's going to be different.
Bro, they need to start playing Kuminga, bro. And I'm glad Steve Kerr said that he's gonna. Hopefully, he is gonna play.
Nah, if I'm Kuminga, I'm walking, man. They don't care about his development. He should just walk,
man. Because like, if you put Kuminga in there now, he's gonna really like.
How's his confidence when he played in those few minutes? What was the game before? He
game 3. You saw the defensive effort, DJ, right?
Don't believe in you.
Wait, DJ, did you see the defensive effort?
Now, John, you see that he has defense, bro. I've been trying to tell you this for the longest.
Bro, I've been telling people I told people give him a chance. Maybe if we don't get a powerful in the draft, maybe there's an opening there. But people want to write him off already.
He's an idiot. Kurt don't know basketball, bro.
I think he wants like a certain system, like ball.
No, his problem is that he wants to live off of Steph Curry, bro. That's his problem.
No, I mean they do play like what's the system they run? I forgot what the split actions. I think
like Kuminga can't space the floor. Like, is he good, bro? Kuminga's been shooting good from 3 this year.
Yeah, how much? Let me look at the playoffs, man. But I think his confidence is shot, man. With
been
playing with.
Man, listen, bro. Kuminga, if you leave, bro, come to Brooklyn, bro.
I don't know, man. Because like I said, I look at like what Cade is doing.
Looking for.
Would you guys be open to a Dylan Harper, Cam Thomas, Kuminga young trio? Maybe like that's something to think about.
That ain't no trio.
All right, let me. Harlem, you got smoke for me, man. I saw you in the comments and everything. You said I'm hating on Cam Thomas, man. So what you got, man? What you got?
I ain't talking about Cam Thomas. Yo, AP, where you at, my boy? I got smoke for AP, man. Ant-Man, Batman, Superman, Lakers in 5. AP, I smoke for you, my boy.
Yeah, I never had. Lamont and I had like a serious like debate about that, back and forth about that because he was like, "Oh, there was no way I could predict the
AP,
Lakers."
you got a lot to explain. Hold on, nah. Yo,
Yo,
I
man,
got
what you got on
smoke
the
for a
topic,
few
bro?
niggas. SL, my boy. SL, you said the Knicks was gonna lose. Pop up, my boy. Niggas got a lot of
I ain't gonna.
Johnny. You
Did
want
he?
to
Nah,
hear
Did the
Johnny?
SL Brett
Johnny
Brett?
Hancock. You
Yeah,
want
I
to
think
nah,
hear
he
that
did. I
was
think
Johnny
all of
Hancock?
them did.
You
hold on,
another
hold on.
indicator. You want to hear?
I used the
Oh,
You
pool
got a lot of
analogy.
explaining to
Oh,
do. Johnny, where you
congrats
at,
to your
Johnny?
team for the refs in Game 4. That was really an amazing
If
play on their
I'm
part.
if
I ain't
I'm
gonna
the
lie,
Knicks,
Harlem.
yo,
Detroit gave y'all a
hold on,
fight
guys,
though. I ain't gonna
hold
hold
on.
you.
If I'm the
Yo,
Knicks, I'm
Pistons
not
push your
being
team to
upset.
6, bro. You celebrating that? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not beating my
celebrating that,
chest.
Johnny. A win is a
No, I'm
win.
not. I'm
A
not
win is a
celebrating that.
win, man.
Yeah, like Game 4
Nah,
too. That Tim
You
nah.
Hardaway
I ain't
got
gonna
celebrating
lie.
that
Hold
win
on,
fouled,
hold
is
on,
a
not
hold on, hold
win.
on.
fouled. Mhm.
When they go against Boston, is gonna
A win is a
struggle against
win.
Boston though.
We're gonna find out. We're
Yeah,
gonna
they're gonna get
find out.
Yo,
annihilated.
bro, I
Niggas
don't care what you
boosted.
say, man. Knicks in 7, man.
Okay.
Knicks in 7.
I
Knicks
can't.
gonna
All
put
I
the
right,
can't
Wizards
root
this
for
should
ass.
be
Watch
Boston.
what I
I ain't
tell
gonna
you.
hold
Y'all
you.
heard it
all
here
right. So
first.
hold
The Knicks
on,
not
hold
winning.
on, hold on.
Hold on. The
I
Knicks
wish
Y'all
not
heard
Breezy,
beating
it
hold on.
here
I wish
first.
Boston
Breezy
Celtics
would
in
have
no
stayed on
six
the
games,
show,
bro. That's
man.
what I'm
Hold on.
trying to gain right
So
now.
Gary, if and say for me one more time, if Cam Thomas is your best player on this team, what happens?
You're not a good
This
team
nigga
if Cam
BK,
Thomas is your
man.
best player.
Yo, Hoops is wild, man. This is the
Nigga
same guy that said Joe
BK.
Harper's the next D-Lo,
Yo,
man.
listen,
God.
Yo,
that shit.
BK.
Yo,
I
yo,
wanna.
yo,
I
yo.
wanna
Hold
say
on,
this
hold on.
too.
Yo,
I-
so hold on. Let Gary explain to Breezy because Breezy asked why. So why, Gary? Give me a breakdown, man. Let everybody be quiet.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Cam Thomas is a one-dimensional guy. He's a high-volume, not overly efficient shooter. Defensively, he's too slow to guard ones, and he's not big enough to guard twos. He's not really a playmaker. He's not a distributor. I mean, he's a blunt object. He can do three things, right? He can score, score, and score. I'm not knocking the guy, right? Like there's a place in that, but that can't be your best player.
All right, Breezy, respond to that. He's back on the panel.
Again, at the end of the day, I find it rude. I was just trying to be a fan, watch the show. You know what I mean? I felt
What up,
like I
Breezy?
had to tap the links. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm only saying all of this to say that far as him being the number one option, realistically, y'all ain't really got no trade packages. Y'all blowing smoke. Y'all ain't got no trade packages that really will put Cam Thomas not in the driver's seat. For
Wait a
being
minute.
the
That's
number
not
one option
Apparently,
right now.
his
apparently, Breezy,
replacement.
these dudes want Zion.
His replacement is in the draft, right? Hold on. Let me see something here. Hold on.
Why you complain? So
On
y'all
the
can't
cheap,
complain about
baby,
how
on the
much
cheap.
Zion. Like y'all keep saying that he can't be the number one option, he can't be the best player. Then I ask y'all, I dare y'all to give me a trade situation
But
where
Breezy,
y'all
I think,
take the number one
I think
option.
it's like,
Zion is not healthy, so why would you
I
play
don't
him?
think it need to be a trade situation. I
hold
think
on,
if you, I
LM.
think
It's
since
like
they
what you
looking for
said
the
earlier,
draft,
LM.
there might be
It's
a
like,
play in the draft that's better than Cam.
but Breezy, it's like what LM said
We'll
earlier. But
find out, right?
I think it's about like how you're viewing what a number one option is. You're thinking like the number one scoring option. He's the number one scoring
Yes,
option on the team.
yes.
Yes, but he's not a number one like how like Steph, Ant-Man. Those are number one options, bro. So like Cam is not on that level as of yet. So it's like right now,
Yeah.
if you had a best player, if you had a Cade or something like that, Cam will be your like second or third option.
And you can blame Sean Box for that, big
Can I
big
ask you
fan.
a
Listen,
Breezy.
question,
listen.
DJ?
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you
So
like
like
I
this.
we
got a
agree on
question,
that, but Breezy, it's
DJ.
like you said earlier, we agree on
Oh,
that.
go ahead.
But it's like I get what you're saying. He's the number one right now. I agree with that. He is the number one.
Bro,
option
I
right
get what, but what I'm saying is, I get what y'all saying. I get if Cam Thomas is on the Pistons next to Cade Cunningham versus the
now.
Knicks.
If we had a number one, if we had a best player on this team right now, Cam would go to the whatever option, like second, third, or something like
Bro,
that.
if Cam Thomas, every time he showed next to
Can
be
I ask you
he's
a
a
question,
strong
DJ?
number.
You said
Listen. What I'm
that
saying is,
Cade is a number one, right? But they
listen.
lost.
What I'm saying is to BKNY.
Barely.
What that got to do with
This
anything?
guy's
A
Hold on.
lot of
balling.
number one option loses.
Listen, we
Barely.
seen Cam Thomas as a number two option to Mikal Bridges. We seen him a number two option next to KD, bro. He could hoop. He could score better than Mikal Bridges. He's a number one over him, but he's not the number one over KD or Kyrie. I get it. You see what I'm saying? But there is a in between. He's just not coming off of the bench. We seen him.
Honestly, Breezy, if we would have moved when we moved Harden, I feel like that was the opportunity to put him in that third option role, and I feel like we should have kept going with that.
Yeah, hold on for a second. Let me address player one over here, man. Nah, Westbrook actually did play good. And you know why he played good? Because he took
Here we go.
a sacrificial role and he played off the ball. And he,
Yo, BK, just give Russ his credit, bro.
Nah, I said he did good.
I said the same thing about Westbrook with the Clippers a year ago to you.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, BK. If Houston, by the grace of God, somehow beat Golden State, yo, Ant versus Jalen Green, that's gonna be a horrible matchup.
Yo, Edward's gonna crush it. Edward's gonna crush it, man.
The NBA don't want to see that, bro. Rockets versus Timberwolves. That's boring, bro.
I mean, they could win, DJ. It's not like they pushed them to stop.
The Rockets not beating the Timberwolves.
No, I'm talking about Golden State. Like Golden State can still win.
Bro, the NBA, you know for a fact the NBA wants to push the ratings, bro. They
Yo, DJ, let me just say this, DJ.
Nah, that was the case.
Golden State ain't beating. Yo, bro, Golden State not beating Minnesota neither, bro.
I didn't say that.
They not beating them, nigga. Like they going home in 5. Just
no,
like
he was referring to matchups.
We don't even know
matchup with Edwards and Curry. That's what DJ was referring to about matchups.
But like he's bringing up in the relevant.
Today before we start talking about the next series.
That's not what we said.
Oh yeah, that's tonight.
Yo,
that's
Ellen, listen. Golden State is a carbon copy of the Lakers. 2 good players, everybody else dog water. AP came on and said, "What?
The Warriors got better players. Hold on, Harlem. The Warriors got better players.
The Warriors have better players than the Lakers.
The Warriors have better players.
The Rockets for like 2 weeks straight.
Steph is better than everybody on that roster.
Hold on, wait.
On that Houston roster.
Yo, bro, who the Warriors got? Bro, Kevon Looney and Moses Moody, nigga, knock it off.
First of all, Moses Moody's been playing well in the Rocket series, bro. What you talking about?
Bro, they got Moses Moody, Podzinski, and Gary DePayne the third.
Podzinski's been playing better than Jalen Green.
Podzinski's been playing well. He's been averaging like 15, 16 points.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
That was pretty Jimmy actually.
Like, what is he watching, bro? He had like two.
Harlem be all up in his feelings, man. Let me ask Gary. Hold on. I want to ask Gary something. Hold on. So, Gary, the Trae Young thing. Hold on 1 second. Gary, the whole Trae Young thing of him, the Nets trading for him, what do you actually think on the actual
Trae Young not
primary option?
New. I'm not a big Trae Young. I'm not a big Trae Young fan.
Let him answer, Harlem.
I'm not a fan of bringing in Trae Young. He's defensively a disaster. He's a high volume, high turnover, low efficiency shooter. I'm like, I get he's fun to watch and he can get hot and he can score 40 and
highlights.
And drop 50. That's not a guy you want to build around.
He's Trae light.
I mean, to be honest, Gary, I agree with you, bro. Because what has Trae Young done since 2021, bro? Now, granted, he hasn't had a good roster, but like, I mean, to be honest, bro, he has been his level of production is not the same how it was in 2021. Like 2021, that was the best version of Trae I've ever seen, bro.
If I was the Hawks, I'd trade him to the Magic for some young assets, man. That's what I would do.
Like, would you say that was the best version of Trae Young you've seen, Gary?
Bro?
Yeah, 2021. Yeah, that was the best version. Yeah.
But that's when, like I said, that's when the refs were actually giving
Harden back then was still getting the calls.
Yeah, even Harden.
Harden pulled the Houdini act today, but he didn't even talk to the
Everybody knew the Clippers was going to lose.
He ran. As soon as they lost, he ran out of it, man. He got on that jet and said bye.
If Jokic would have stopped playing with his food, the Nuggets would have swept the Clippers, bro.
Yo, the James Harden got stopped by Christian Braun, man. I mean, that's just crazy.
Wait. You was the same one capping over here, Jonathan. You was like, hold on, man. You were like, yo, BK, you wrong. You don't know me talking about James Harden is that guy. And remember,
you're talking about that one bad spring training game against who is it, Scotty Barnes, where he drove past him. That's not even a game. That's not evidence. When he was with us, we were a championship team. This first James Harden.
I didn't say. Whoa. I said.
Meanwhile, you're praising Ben Simmons, who's a freaking model, couldn't play tonight. Stop it, stop it.
Oh,
John, getting cooked on this one.
I said this year. I didn't mention anything about the Nets days. I said this year. You
did say, Jonathan. You did say that Harden was playing well, bro.
With us in Brooklyn.
No, I said this year.
Said that, bro.
Nobody said anything about no damn 4 years ago. Nobody cares.
You said this year, bro. You don't remember you saying
DJ, wait, DJ, did you say this version of the Clippers was going to beat OKC potentially a few weeks ago? I think you said that. I remember that. It was wild.
You said who? The Nuggets?
You said that they were going to beat OKC, this version of Harden and Kawhi.
Oh yeah, I did. What I said if they beat the Nuggets, I thought that they could beat the Clippers. I mean, OKC.
Yeah.
I thought Clippers.
Oh man,
I
don't
didn't
start
say.
stuttering now. My man Johnny
Yo,
kept receipts, boy.
hold up, yo.
Johnny coming in hot.
But I
Yo, I
only, but
kept a receipt too,
Jonathan,
My
man.
man Johnny
hold up,
coming in
Jonathan.
hot. He
I
kept
only
the
said I didn't have them like sweeping
Yo,
the
man, I
OKC. I
keep
said they're
him, man.
sweeping.
I got him off for hoops too, man.
my
That was a good one.
man Johnny said, "Don't hop
But
on the Denver
Jonathan, get it right
bandwagon." He
though,
kept
bro.
the
Hold on,
receipts,
Jonathan,
my
get it right
boy.
though, bro. I said 7
Ragadan.
games, bro.
7 games. Listen. This version of
They
Harden,
went to
BK, you
7.
can have your
Yo, bro,
flowers on it. But a few
they
years
was getting
ago,
smoked
we were a championship
99.
team.
Oh my god.
No, Harlem. He's talking about
Hey,
when I
yo, Gary, you
said
still
that
on here,
if the
Gary?
Clippers, I said
Yeah.
if
What
the
up, Harlem?
Clippers, hold on, John. I said if the Clippers beat the Nuggets, I had them
I got a
beating
question for you,
OKC in
Gary.
7 games. If Kawhi was still healthy.
Hold on, man.
Yeah, but listen, the crazy thing is Kawhi's numbers were good in this series. It was Harden, man.
Yeah,
Again,
Kawhi
a
was
mixed
playing
bag.
well.
Game 6 and
Kawhi was
7,
playing
he
well.
just.
Well, not today.
Can I be
I ain't gonna
honest
lie.
with you?
Today,
Wait,
no,
I have a
Yo,
question
Gary,
for you
hold on,
guys.
Jonathan.
Wait, I have a question.
Hold
Yo,
on.
Gary,
Do you
let me
guys
say
think?
something,
Wait,
Jonathan,
Gary, yo.
can I say this one
get it right,
thing?
bro. Hold on, Jonathan, you wrong, bro. He wasn't play. He didn't play well tonight. He didn't play that well tonight.
I acknowledge that. And listen, can I be honest with you? Do you guys think he's doing this on purpose? The last few years in
Now,
playoffs,
let me
James
say
Harden has
something to
crapped
Gary,
out
yo.
in game 6 or 7 purposely, man. I don't know if this is an act, but it feels like he's doing this on purpose now, man. Because how
Hold
can
on.
he be that bad
Here's Cam
against
Thomas's
Christian
replacement
Braun?
right here, man. Trey.
That was wild.
Player one calling out Gary,
Trey
bro.
Johnson, I'm
Yeah.
crying.
Gary and
Yeah,
Trey, yo, player one, stop it, dude. You're just being wild tonight, man.
that there go your replacement right there. If Cam Thomas doesn't want, he could walk, and you hate you.
Player one.
guys-
That's not what he
right
said,
here.
bro. That's not what Gary said.
Yo, player one's just trolling, man. This guy don't know anything he's talking about.
Yo, hold on, Breezy. Yo,
Hey,
hold
yo,
on.
Gary, let me say something to you,
Wait,
Gary.
hold on. Let me get Breezy back on here. Yo. So what do you think over here? Here's your replacement right here, man. Trae Johnson. If Cam Thomas doesn't want to actually
I
resign
didn't
with
know
the
he was that
team,
small, bro. I didn't realize he was that small.
6'6".
No,
He's
not
6'6",
no, 190 pounds.
yeah.
You're talking about weight. He's tall. He's tall as
The
hell.
draft combine is going to be very interesting. We find out the height. So everybody's going to go crazy about that.
I think I was watching one game of him. I think one game and a couple of highlights. He actually is a more willing passer at now than what Cam Thomas was at this.
I've said that. I've been
said that already, bro.
saying
We
that.
told you that he was a
LM
good
said
passer.
the stats on Breezy Show a few days ago. He said it was like a 3-point difference in college on points. That's not a huge difference.
But he's more of a willing passer.
But
Like
he's a good
better
passer.
now.
Man.
He's a
So
willing.
big fan Breezy.
He's like a scoring passer, bro.
You
But
want
that's what I'm
up his-
saying. If
he's got
you
up the
can do
defensive
two
strength,
things
though.
good, he scores well, and he's a willing / good passer.
Yeah, but
Breezy, what do you think
but
right
Ellen, I
here,
want to win
man?
though,
Trey
bro.
Johnson is more right now at where Trey Johnson is. He has a replacement right. You have your replacement right here for Cam Thomas, and he's more of a willing passer.
I don't mind.
BK, I have a question. If you had the 4th pick, who are you drafting? Fears, Edgecombe, or Johnson? If you had the 4th pick, which one of those 3 are you drafting?
I like Jeremiah Fears. I'm gonna do a video on him this week.
I like Edgecombe. Well, I'm surprised you didn't say Edgecombe. You like?
I'll be honest. I'm torn between both Edgecombe and right now Fears. I'm fine with either
hold on, real quick.
one.
Hold on, real quick.
Because I don't think he's like a high like in terms of his offense. I think he's limited somewhat.
Who?
He's an excellent defender, but I think he's more right now. If he can get better, right? He's Avery Bradley. He's going to be able to get a lot of points off his turnovers, like being this disruptor out there.
I ain't gonna lie, VJ
could be nice, man.
Edgecombe's defense has got much better. I want to see the offense still get to another level, but he's definitely an interesting prospect.
At some point, the Nets going to have to make moves that's going to stay, that's going to stick, because they cannot keep just getting draft picks. That's not going to work.
Right.
I mean,
hold on. With the new CBA, these draft picks are
that's not going to work.
But the good thing about it is, Scott, we haven't been having picks for 5 years. So this is the first year that we ain't Detroit, where we've been tanking for 5 years. You know
I agree.
So,
man, they've been taking for longer than 5 years.
I'm happy we got 4 picks. But what I'm saying is, after next year, that's it. It's got to be a move.
But we don't want our pick in 2027, so that has to be it.
It's got to be a foundation of something.
BK, you know what?
Got to show.
I wouldn't mind Would you mind?
Well, the
Booker?
NBA got to give us top 3 picks, so
Well,
We'll see what happens next week,
well,
man.
if we get
I
the top
it's
3
gonna take
picks,
a huge
then we're
anomaly,
gonna be
man.
in a
that's the
cycle.
only way we can get it popping.
I know
Is
y'all
if
said. Hold on,
we
hold on,
get
hold on, hold on.
hot,
We're gonna be
top
in a
picks.
cycle.
Would y'all go trade for Devin Booker? I know it's not no pop. We
Hell
ain't gonna
no.
get
Nope.
him, but
Nope.
Nah,
What's your
nah,
package? Wait, what's your trade package idea, DJ? I gotta hear
I mean,
this.
to be honest, I don't know because we don't got nothing good.
nah, not
That's
right
what I'm
now.
saying. That's what I'm saying, DJ.
You have to
Like,
give up a really good player for Booker, but we don't really.
I don't
if
think
there
Booker
if there's
fits
any
right
other
now.
team interested in any of these guys, you're not getting them because you don't have a package.
I mean, outside of
No.
but honestly, Gary, though, outside of the picks, that's the only like thing.
Which is why the Giannis talk
valuable.
blows mine, because
But they
we don't have
the
no
Nets
young
have one
talent on
thing.
there
They're
to
gonna be
give them.
second.
Right, but we
cap
have the cap space thing. I think people are
They're
harping
gonna
on the
have
cap
cap
space
space.
as being
Yeah,
something
but
to get
Jonathan,
over with.
the
And
thing
what
about
I've
it is
learned
though,
is
outside of our
players
picks,
like money.
we don't have anything valuable.
No, I understand. It's really going to be matching contracts, but I think with the Bucks, my question is this: do the Bucks just want pieces to be on a sinking ship to lose and be competitive, or do they want contracts that are
I
not
mean, they
long-term
still,
money with
but Jonathan,
picks?
listen to this
You got to
though.
weigh
They
that.
let's say hypothetically, like just for the sake of argument, they trade Giannis, right? They're not
Hmm?
gonna retool around Dame because Dame is old and he's getting
All right,
older.
this is an
So
excellent
Right,
comment
right.
by
They
Claude
want
Smith
draft
over here.
picks. They want
Trade
draft picks.
Cam Thomas for Giddey, draft Trae Johnson. We have a 6'8", 6'6" backcourt. I gotta
He a
see
Knicks fan.
Yeah,
more
Nick.
Trae Johnson.
Yo, Breezy blew you up
Jeremiah
tonight,
Fears.
Player One, man. He really did.
If you look
Giddey
at
and Trey Johnson in the
Jeremiah Fears,
backcourt is type crazy. I
Why
ain't
ain't
gonna lie.
Chicago making that trade though?
Yeah,
I don't think
Yeah,
they're doing. They're not
that's a good
doing it. They're not
question.
gonna
they
do it.
don't. For some weird reason, I think they think that Josh Giddey's like the asking price for him is too much, and I think Kobe White.
They have the cap space for it though.
Yeah.
Man, I hope Marks does just throw money around this summer. I really don't. If he does, waste.
I
Waste
just don't
opportunity.
understand the
But
hate.
I
Though.
like
I'm
this.
gonna be
I
honest,
do like.
BK. I don't understand
I
the.
like Jeremiah Fears, like from a basketball IQ
Yeah, so
standpoint.
do I.
Man, if
Yeah,
we if we
Yo,
draft
Gary,
if we can draft Jeremiah Fears and
Your
Thomas
man
Sorbo,
Jonathan
we could
said he'll
start
take D'Lo
drafting.
over Giddey, bro. You doing that?
If we're rebuilding, and I wouldn't mind it for 1 year at least, if we don't get a
If
point
you're
guard, I
rebuilding,
said
it
that.
makes sense to take Giddey.
What's he gonna do for us though? Like I just don't
What is
see it.
D'Lo gonna do for
He's
us?
22 years old, John.
He's not gonna help us win. Josh Giddey got eliminated by the freaking Miami
Can I ask you a
Heat.
question? Hold on, real quick.
well, I mean, we're not trying to win
Jonathan,
next
hold on.
year.
I got him
Supposedly,
right
Man, you
here.
guys want bring
I
on
got him right
Geppetto,
here.
man.
I got him
No.
right here.
One mic.
Hold on,
Okay.
BK. I got him right here. He just said, "What is Josh Giddey gonna do for us? He's not gonna help us win. What is D'Lo gonna do for us?
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Rebuilding. If we don't get a point guard, which is
He's
our
not gonna
last
help you
likely
win.
thing, I
What
don't want
team
to
has
bring
he gone
D'Lo
to
back.
where he helped somebody
Bro,
win?
I don't want to
hold
bring
on.
D'Lo back, but if we don't get a point guard in this draft, I'll consider it as my worst option at that point.
Well, hold on, John. Especially because BK's favorite draft is next year anyway. So if we're trying to lose, I don't think Giddey helps you get that much wins.
Wait,
I think you just got a point. I
let
just
me
think you
see,
get a
let me
point
see.
guard that
Yo, the
can
hate for Giddey
distribute.
is
I'd rather
crazy, bro.
draft the
None of
point guard
Yo,
this year,
I'm
Ellen.
convinced,
That's my
bro.
I'll
I'm
be
convinced
most
outside
happy
of LM
drafting
and
a
Gary,
point
bro, these
guard.
dudes
I
don't
get
watch
it, but
Giddey,
how
bro.
much wins Giddey is going to get you if you're trying to tank next year too?
I just feel like we're
Your
wasting
roster
the
is
cap
not going to
space
be
at
that
that
Yo,
good.
point.
LM, these dudes, bro, just let it go, bro. These dudes don't watch Giddey, bro.
He got eliminated in a playing game. That's what it's supposed to matter, and I have to
Bro,
be
they went against the
excited.
Miami Heat, bro. They faced
And they
Eric
got eliminated
Spoelstra.
by
What
the
are they supposed to
Cavs.
do?
Stop it, DJ.
Like, what are you talking about, bro? You see how trash their roster is compared to Miami Heat?
Oh my god! And then why did the Bulls get eliminated, man? Stop.
2027.
Because the Heat are a better team. What are you talking about,
But I
bro?
thought Josh Giddey's the better player.
Well,
Better player than who?
Josh Giddey's
Exactly.
contract
That's
is
one
almost
player,
up.
bro. You can't
He's
expect
gonna
one player to
ask
go
for
get you a
money.
game, bro.
Let's draft a point
I don't
guard.
know if
I'm
we
fine
want
with
to pay
drafting a
him.
point
I don't
guard.
know, like paying him that much bread.
Yo, John, your
Okay,
logic
then
is
so
nasty,
And
bro.
then-
hold on, Josh Giddey just got to the team.
Heck, I'll
dude.
bring
Like, he
Dennis
has
That's what I'm
to-
Schroeder
saying,
back,
bro.
man.
Hold on.
Wait,
BK,
you
let me
want
get this straight.
entertaining? Let's
So,
bring Dennis
Hold
Schroeder
hold
back,
on.
your favorite
So, BK,
player.
let me get this straight. So, you expecting a dude that just got to the
His
team,
contract could be up in
right?
2025.
Just got to the team. And you expecting him to go out there and beat the Miami Heat, who's way more experienced, and they got Eric
They got
Spoelstra?
eliminated by
They
the
have
Cavs.
like an
So
established.
if that's your argument, I
How
can't
many
agree with you.
play-ins games have the Miami Heat been in, John? And how many have the Bulls been in?
They've been a lot, and they won, but still, Josh
they
Giddey
have.
them had
Hold
momentum.
on.
Wait.
Answer the question. How
Here's
many-
the argument. The
how
Bulls
many have
actually
the
had
Bulls been in,
momentum
bro?
towards the end of the season.
How many
Miami
have the
was
Bulls
up and
been in,
down,
bro?
up and down, and they still beat the Bulls.
Jonathan,
Now,
how
let's see
many
how
of the
much
Bulls
D'Lo
play-in
make.
games have they been in, bro?
They were playing with better momentum, and everybody was saying that they were going to upset
Bro,
Miami,
do you
which
not
didn't
see that
happen.
Miami Heat team? They're better than the Bulls, bro. Their roster is better. better.
Not much better. They won by they may have beat them, but they
everybody
didn't beat
watching the show, make sure you drop a like
But
on the video.
we're not talking about record. We just talking about team wise, bro. Look at their roster.
DJ, I just think
Who
drafting a
over there
point
was
guard
going to
is more
guard Bam, bro?
strategic
Hold
for
on, hold on.
us.
Ask the question. Who's going to guard Bam and Khalil Ware? Who was going to guard Tyler Hero?
At the end of the day, I just don't see the value with Giddey that
Who was
you
going to
see.
guard
Man.
Wiggins?
So we'll have
Come
to
on,
agree to
bro. They
disagree.
Answer
roster
the
is
We'll have to
better
agree
than
to
that.
disagree on
question,
this
Why
one.
you always like dodging the question, dude? Answer the question.
Hold on. In the Bulls, hold on, Jonathan. Tell me the best players on the Bulls.
Okay.
The Bulls only have two good
All right.
players, bro.
This the deal.
I just don't. I just
Let's
think
go. Hold on.
Josh Giddey's not going to help us right
This
now.
the deal. Josh Giddey's contract is going to be up this year. So he's going to be looking for a deal. His last pay is 8.5. D'Lo's was 28 mil.
Not
Right?
paying no damn D'Lo.
That comes off the books, though.
D'Lo can kick rocks.
Well, that comes off the books. That's a beautiful thing. That's a lot of money to come off the books. Now, Josh Giddey gonna want that.
Well,
I'll be fine with paying bro. Josh Giddey is a nice player, bro.
Yo, hold on. When you're in a situation, Scott, like the Nets are, when you're in a situation like the Nets are, this is what you got. This is what you have to do. You have to overpay for players.
No, we don't. We don't. We could take on expiring contracts and draft capital that counts. So it's like a fraud of money.
You can't get successful off of just expiring contracts on your roster.
But wait, we're not trying to win though this year. We're not trying to win this year, right? We're trying to search those up for a better 2026 draft.
Hold on,
right?
Jonathan. Hold on. Calm down, Jonathan. Just because, okay, cool, you're not trying to win a championship. But if you want to have some type of success during the season, regardless if you don't want to win a championship or not, bro, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that every single season.
And we didn't play that.
Wait, is 2026 draft much better than some of you guys?
Hold on. Y'all want to tank forever, bro? Is that what y'all want? Y'all want to tank forever?
You know, we have these 2 years. I'm open to either route with the honest stuff or this rebuilding stuff. Where you got at a certain point, we got to make a decision.
Hold on, Jonathan. I can agree with you. Realistically, the tanking might be like 5 years. That's usually how it be for most teams. That's usually how it be. Okay, cool. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to go over that, bro. I'm not trying to go over 5 years.
Yeah, we're not trying to be the Wizards or the Charlotte.
My thing is this: what does Giddey do for a window? Is it going to be 2-3 years? Like, how does that change?
Bro, Giddey, I can't. I'm not about to keep explaining.
Giddey is not going to add winning to this team, especially for next year.
There's no point to get him.
Once your roster gets better, then he can contribute to.
I think what they're saying, John, is if let's say hypothetically, right? If you had like a Ace Bailey or Cooper Flag, and then next year you had a DeBon,
so everything
it would be nice. It would be nice having Giddey at the point.
It might be, but you know what would be way better? Dylan Harper, Jeremiah Fears. That'd be way better.
Jonathan, I'm trying to grasp this, bro. You see a 6'8", about 6'9" dude at the point. Can guard, can defend a little bit, can play make, and can score, and you don't want that, bro. You want somebody like D'Lo, who's 6'1", who don't do nothing.
I'll draft Yegor. I'll trade up for Yegor. I'll trade up for Yegor Devin at the wait, DJ. Wait, I'll trade up for Yegor Devin at this point. 6'8".
Jonathan,
I'll take that.
This is where your argument. This is where you lose arguments, bro. Stop bringing up other players. Answer the question, bro.
At the end of the day, I just don't see Josh Giddey being that impactful player for us.
To be fair, you have a much bigger chance.
I'm trying to get understanding, bro. But he wants D'Lo.
DJ, you gave me that scenario. Let's remember. Let's rewind. You said, John, between Giddey and D'Lo, who are you taking? And I said, if we're still rebuilding, sign him for a year.
But who wants D'Lo?
No, because you gave me the scenario, and I don't feel like Giddey's going to help us. That was my take.
Basketball, bro. And
you don't like the differentiation of answers coming your way, DJ. That is a you problem, not a me problem.
Jonathan, this is the last question I'm going to ask you, bro. So you honestly believe in your heart, bro, that D'Lo's going to help us?
I believe that the prospects in this draft are much better than what Giddey's going to give us anytime soon. DJ, at the end of the day, the draft has way more value than what Giddey's going to give us long-term value. There you go.
D'Lo's not giving you any type of short-term value either.
Hold on. I talk about the draft now. We switched the question. No, BK, you don't watch college ball hoops. I cannot talk to you about any college ball.
You don't know basketball.
You said
Jonathan, you just said
your second contract. Did you watch 5 minutes of bad highlight film? Come on. Come on.
This dude really believe in D'Lo like this, bro. This is nasty.
DJ, I don't believe in D'Lo. You heard me say I don't give a crap about D'Lo, but in the scenario of Giddey and D'Lo, at least bring D'Lo back for another year. If we don't get a top prospect, it's not as bad as giving Giddey $30 million. Don't you understand the cap space flexibility? D'Lo doesn't hurt us for another year.
I don't care, bro. I want Giddey. I don't care how much we have to pay. I will take.
Oh my gosh! So you want Giddey to be a mediocre team, guys? DJ wants Giddey to be a mediocre team. That's his choice. I'm not going to say anything about
mediocre.
it though.
I want him on the team for the young core. What are you talking about?
Okay, is Josh Giddey better than Dylan Harper or Jeremiah Fears long term, DJ?
Who's to say we can't get those dudes?
Oh, no, answer the question. Now I'm turning on me. Who's better long term?
Hold on,
He's
John.
acting like if we get Giddey, we're gonna win like 50 games.
Hold on, but
no,
hold on.
You are paying $30 million.
Hold on,
that's not me.
To DJ's point, you have a better chance. We do technically have a better chance of getting Giddey than probably getting Dylan Harper.
Oh man, here we go. Hey, listen, if we don't get a top 3 pick,
hold on, let Gary talk. Let Gary speak. Hold on.
How are we getting Giddey? We have nothing to trade for Giddey.
He's a
Giddey's a free agent this year.
He's restricted. He's restricted, isn't he?
Yeah, right. But you can say he might not sign back with Chicago.
Well, no, I mean,
hold on. He's restricted. But there's a chance we could still get him. You could throw some money at him.
He can sign an offer sheet.
So you want to throw some money at him?
Scott, Gary, you hear this?
No, I'm just trying to figure out what they're saying.
I'm not saying I don't personally. I think if depending on May 12th, if you get a second pick, I'm getting Dylan. But I'm not against DJ point in terms of having a better point guard on the team that can.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Real quick, BK. Real quick. That's all I'm saying. LM is hitting it right on the nail, bro. That's all I'm saying. These dudes acting like Giddey is some scrub, like he can't help the young core.
Oh, he's a young player.
He's a better playmaker and he's taller. I mean, I'll take him over
way better than D'Lo's, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like Dylan Harper. I like a lot of these guys, man. But we seen number 2 picks like Jonathan, D'Angelo Russell, right?
BK, you better be on the tank train next year because I know you want the monster in Brooklyn.
Or Cameron Boozer, man. I really like
Boozer.
Yeah,
Boozer is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, if we got him with a point guard in this draft, we're in a much better position.
Like Cameron Boozer can face up and he can play with his back.
I think John is confused by like me saying Giddey on this team.
Next year's draft is arguably.
We'll disagree to disagree.
Jonathan, let me finish because you acting like we're not gonna get a top pick if we get Giddey on the team. We could still get a top pick, bro.
No, if we have a 6 to 8 pick and Fears is still on the board,
imagine that, bro. Hold on, you get Giddey, then you got whoever else at the 2 guard, Cam, and whoever else in that switchable spot. And then you get either Cooper Flag or Dylan Harper, bro.
He's not worth.
It'd be interesting if you have to work backwards. If you have to draft Mally Walker, Derek Queen, I would trade up to draft Jaeger. Imagine having a 6'8" point guard and a 6'11" forward.
He's not a good player, man. He's a bench player.
Yo, hey BK, you know how you be saying you don't want garbage, bro? I got. What about this, bro? What if we go trade for
who's garbage hoops,
bro?
Jaeger.
Wait, hoops. Who'd you say was garbage hoops?
Jaeger.
BK, you just told me you don't know what the draft's about. Stop, hoops. Stop it.
Nah, he's not. Yeah, nah.
I wouldn't say he's garbage.
He's a bench player. He's not.
No, DJ. He mid.
I wouldn't say he's garbage. I say he's mid.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying. I know when I say garbage, I mean I'm talking about like that's.
He needs development on. He needs an. I give it to you.
He needs a lot of development, man. He does.
Well, what about if we can't get a big man in this draft? What about going out and getting Mark Williams, bro, from Charlotte?
I like him. I like his size. He's physical.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Is he health wise better for us?
When I did watch him,
he was pretty healthy. I mean, like this was probably
you want him over Claxton?
Efficient, right? He missed a lot.
He gives you 16 and 10, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying like the couple of times I've seen him play, he was missing a lot of shots, like bunnies, like right around the rim. But like other than that,
I mean, he's what 20 years old.
So. Yeah, I like his upside. I love him. Yeah.
I like Mark Williams, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Charlotte, please, bro. Send him my way. Send him to the Brooklyn Nets, bro.
Their son is like,
I would like to draft Thomas Sorber with our Bucks pick, man.
I'm telling you right now, I don't debate anybody about that, bro. Yo, if he coming to this, he's better than every big man that we got, bro.
So, all right, let me ask Jonathan something. This is going to prove right here whether he knows basketball or not. You think Diego is better than Josh Giddey?
That's a tough question. Why you...
That is not a
Not
tough
this
question.
morning
That's
on
an
a guy
easy
that's not going to
question.
help
Answer.
sports. That's just how I feel. You can disagree with me, but that's just where I stand
Answer
on
the
the
question,
issue.
Jonathan. Gary, don't save him. Don't save him. Answer the question, Jonathan.
What was the question?
Why you get Jonathan? Come on, man. Like
He said he said, do you think that Diego Demin is better than Josh Giddey?
No, I heard what he said. You know what? The thing just the connection just got blocked out. I said, listen, I'll take anybody in this draft over giving Yegor the bag, and that's just where I stand on the issue.
Oh,
You can agree to disagree with
bro,
me.
you're not gonna get your answer, BK. You're not gonna get your answer, bro.
Okay, so you guys want to force me to agree Josh Giddey's potential is better than whatever we
just
get in
want
this
your
draft?
opinion on that, bro. He wants your opinion. Which one is better?
Yego's not in the league.
I would rather us
I ain't gonna hold
get a
you.
point guard.
Diego do got potential to be so.
Nah, but like you gotta listen, man.
He's not in the league, though.
He's
How you
too
make that
small. What, in
determination?
terms of his weight, right? A physicality
It's about who will be
standpoint.
better, though, Scott. He's saying.
Diego got the potential, but as of right now, you can say that Giddey
we
is
can
the
only
better
go off of
player.
what we see right now, bro. That's it, Scott.
That's only because
Scott, that's
he's in
all.
the
We can
league.
only go off of what we have right now. That's it.
Okay, then Giddey. That's not even a question.
No, I'm not. You know that, Scott.
But
I
Scott,
think
you
Gary
know
knows
that, though, bro. That's the
Whole
thing.
panel knows that. I don't think Jonathan understands that.
But hold on. Let me pose a question though. Is it
That's what I'm trying to get
Okay,
is about John, bro. John,
let me pose a
college players
question.
are better than NBA players.
Let me pose a question though. Is it possible?
Build this the right way. Why waste the 30 mil on Giddey?
Right? Is it possible? And I'm not just talking about this draft, and I'm talking about previous drafts and beyond. Is it possible, or have y'all ever seen a college player that has been better than a player that was currently in the NBA?
It's rare.
It's rare. Nah, I didn't see it.
It's rare, but have you ever seen a college player that was?
I mean, you could say when
Ant-Man
was in college, I saw him better than Ant-Man and LaMelo. I saw him better than a couple players in the league.
Well, hang on.
But not many. I mean, yeah, not many.
Dylan Harper better than Tyrese Martin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Dylan Harper better than half the team that we have this
But that's
year?
my point.
Hey.
That's my point, Gary.
Gary, hold on. I
But
got
that's what we
something
said.
right
We
here.
agreeing with him, though, Gary.
So Tyrese Martin is on the roster right now. Killian Hayes is not. He was the 7th pick.
Okay. I said
he didn't say Killian Hayes.
I said
no, I know that. I'm just saying though. Tyrese Martin is on an NBA roster right now. Well, not right now.
Right, but BK, what he's saying is in terms of top 3 picks.
But we've always
from this year,
but Gary,
from past
we've
years.
always seen scrubs on rosters.
So BK, let me tell you this. BK, let me ask you a question. When Paulo McCurry was at Duke, did you think he was better than anybody in the NBA?
Yeah.
That's my point.
But this draft, but the thing about it is, LM, this draft is rarity. Like, you not seeing half of these dudes better than half the dudes in the league, bro.
I mean, you could argue Dylan is better than most people in the league.
Okay, cool. Hold on. If you want to look at our team, okay, cool. I get it. I agree with y'all. But like, let's go to other teams then, bro.
Let's use the teams that was in the
like,
playoffs.
I feel like using our team is like weird in a sense because half our team is G League players, bro.
Is Dylan Harper better than Tim Hardaway Jr.?
This playoff, CJ.
I don't think he's I think he's better overall, but not a better shooter. I don't think he's a better shooter.
All right, so Tim Hardaway Jr. fits like
Tim Hardaway Jr.
a lot
is a
of teams
shooter,
right now. He's a better plug and play player right now.
All right, so let me use somebody we all know. Is Dylan Harper better than Asor Thompson?
No.
I agree.
Not in a position. I think it's hard to. It's a different position.
Is Cooper Flag better? Is Cooper Flag better than Asor Thompson right now?
Then who?
Is Cooper Flag better than Asor Thompson right now?
No.
So about defense, that'd be interesting.
Even the defense separates them a lot.
You could give
Cooper Flag the offense, but defensively, bro,
he's not a generational type talent player, man. Like
you gotta see how it all plays out, Hoops. You're telling all these people, right? All these guys will. Wait till after 2
will
years.
be other Cooper Flags, man.
BK is Cooper Flag better
There's
than
a lot of 6'8", 6'9" Cooper Flags running around.
BK is Cooper Flag better? Is Cooper Flag better than Jalen Green right now?
No, I don't think so.
Yo, Hoops, what's up with your guy Jalen Green, man? Yikes.
Bro, hold on. LM, that's,
And you
can't use that though because hold on. Jalen Green is just having a bad playoff series, bro. That's it.
Nah, Jalen Green's been a mixed bag his whole career, man. I
feel like once players have bad playoff series, y'all act like they like trash or something. That's just the
no. You know what's crazy?
This is first time we can't use that, bro. This is first time in the playoffs, bro. So give him some leeway.
He's playing trash this series, but he's not trash.
Just give him. I'll give him some leeway. This is first time in the playoffs, bro.
But DJ,
yo, it's crazy.
Use that same grace about other players.
That's what I did.
Okay, no, when they have bad series, don't call them trash.
Wait, no. What I'm saying is though, with young players, hold up. That's how.
It takes a lot to get in the NBA.
But hold up, Scott. What I do is with young players, I don't like. Hold up, I don't call them trash for having a bad playoff series when they first time in the playoffs. That's how I measure it. Like if Cade, say if Cade, but hear me out, Scott. If Cade had a bad playoff series, I wouldn't like criticize him too much because it's his first time in the playoffs.
That's true. All right.
I agree. I don't think Jalen Green. I don't think Jalen Green is trash. He's playing.
I don't feel like Jalen Green deserves this much heat though. Like that.
So what Cooper Fly got to work on again is like
the stuff they're saying about Jalen Green is nasty.
He needs to be.
He need to play better though, but he's not.
He do, but it's like, bro, the stuff they saying about him is just like weird. Bro. I need
BK. I need BK. Even though we know Cam Thomas is not this great athletic player, we need to give him an opportunity.
Ah, man, come on, dude.
He deserves an opportunity, man.
Of what?
Like what he stuck it out with this team. He didn't.
So?
He never.
Wait. Oh, he's saying. Is he trying to say like opportunity to be the number one option?
Even though when they rebuild,
opportunity to be a core option doesn't have to be number one.
We said that though.
DJ had an option. DJ had a good question. Hold on. DJ has a good question.
It'll be different.
I said that though. I want Cam as the core. I just don't want him as the number one.
Yeah, Cam Thomas as the core words. Cam Thomas as part of the core words.
If he come out this year,
third option, maybe 6-man.
Wait, I can't hear Scott. Hold on. Let me hear Scott. Go ahead, Scott.
No,
start over again.
It would be a different conversation y'all would have if he comes out and prove himself next year to be a top 10 player at his position.
What?
Top 10? Top 10? You know how much work he has to do that, bro?
Different.
Hold on. You know how much he has to do in order to get there?
I'm just saying
that's not even possible. Not in one season. That's not possible.
I'm just saying it's possible.
No, it's not. In one season?
He's been in the season. He's been in the league for a minute.
In one season?
Oh my gosh,
bro.
Man.
You know how long it took Ant-Man
to get
to
the rep, though, man. That's because you've been in the league a long time. Doesn't mean anything.
I'm saying.
Yeah, that's you said about Simmons.
Scott, you're not wrong. We still need that guy.
In order to be considered in that top spot, Scott, hold on. Scott, he would have to get us to like a winning record to even be considered in that spot.
I think Cam is part of the core. I would love him as part.
That's what I'm saying. He's part of the core, but like this is overrating him, bro.
We're really gonna find out with his contract situation. We're really gonna find out with the contract.
If you take Ant-Man off of Minnesota, take off all the scoring on the Nets and put Ant-Man on that team, they go in the playoffs.
To what on this
team? The Nets
team.
We'll go to the play-in.
No.
Oh, just with Ant-Man.
Just for Ant-Man? No.
What? Just Ant-Man and who? What? Like who's the roster?
Wait, Scott, you put Ant-Man on this
like
this
roster?
This roster right now.
This roster right now.
No, we're not making the playoffs.
Oh no, we're not making the playoffs.
No, even with Ant-Man.
I think our record will be like up 2 more spots though.
But we will have a franchise. We will have a franchise player.
I understand that part.
I don't think what seed was we again? The 12th seed?
Because I heard somebody say if we don't make it, we don't make the playoffs, and he has a great season, that doesn't justify his season.
But even if you hold up, that's not the measuring stick though. Even if you have a bad record and a bad playoff team, like a bad team, and then your individual player is playing well, you still can't be considered a top 10 player.
Okay, all right, that's what you believe.
You really believe that? You think that
the league wouldn't think that, right?
So is Wemby a top 10 player? Is Wemby a top 10 player in the league?
Doesn't have nothing to do with a
top 10. No, I don't think he's top 10. I think he's top 15.
Oh, the players would think so.
Who said Wemby's a top 10 player?
He's not a top 10 player in his
No,
position?
hell no.
No.
Not yet.
Top 10 player in his
He's
position?
top
I ain't gonna
15.
hold you. He there could be a
Y'all
conversation
gotta
for
stop
that.
overrating
Hey,
Wemby,
guys,
bro.
guys,
Hold on.
DJ, give me the
in his
10.
position?
DJ, give me the 10 guys.
All right,
better
give me your top 10
Yeah,
players
just-
right now.
I like the
All
number.
right,
I
who
think
going
there's a
first?
conversation for that.
All right, who going
I
first? You going
definitely
first,
think there's a
BK?
combo for that. Go first, BK. Your top
you
10
might
players
get
right
10.
now.
Go ahead, DJ.
Oh, let me get this.
Oh, who's going first? Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
just
going
give me 10 players better than Wemby.
I got Steph,
Yep.
Anthony
Okay.
Edwards, Tatum,
In his
Jalen
position?
Brown,
In his
Okay.
position?
Luka.
Nah.
Okay.
Not Jalen Brown?
Nah.
What?
Jalen
Okay,
Brown
hang
is
on,
not
hang
better
on.
than Wemby?
Yo, hang on. Okay.
Yes.
No, I'm
Yeah,
asking
he
Gary.
can. Listen. Wemby can't post
Nah.
up. Jalen Brown can. He's
Hold
more
up.
physical.
Hold on. Let me cook Gary real
on,
quick.
guys.
Bro, you got this 7-foot monster dude, right? Who can't play in the post that well and only shoot threes. He chucking threes, bro, every game.
That's why
he changes the game defensively.
What about offense?
Offensively, though.
What
bro.
you mean offensively? He's shooting from the three. He's
Bro,
shooting
he's
from
not.
the
Hold up. I'm not
field.
putting it.
Tough,
Gary,
man. He's not
hold
physical.
up, BK, hold up, because this is between me. Hold up.
He's not
Gary,
physical, but he can give you
I'm sorry,
50.
you got DJ. You got it. You got it.
No, I got it, bro. I got it. Gary, that's disrespectful to put Wemby, a dude that just got into the league not too long ago, over Jalen Brown, bro.
If you ask 30 GMs, who would you take?
I
For
don't
1
care
year?
what them 30
Wemby or
GMs got to
Jalen
say,
Brown?
bro.
Oh, well,
30
then it don't
GMs are
matter.
taking
The
Wemby.
conversation don't matter then.
Jalen Brown.
The
Jalen Brown. I'm taking
conversation
Jalen
don't
Brown,
matter.
bro.
He don't care.
I think that's an argument. I ain't gonna hold
You
you.
acting like it's a foregone
You
You make
conclusion,
it,
bro.
I think Jalen
This
Brown.
Wemby, y'all overrate Wemby, bro.
Yo, you should
I
ask.
don't
You
think
should
it's
ask Gary.
overrated.
Wait, you should
It
ask
is,
Gary
bro.
if Zion's
It is,
better
because
than
the
I don't
Wemby.
think it's over.
Bro,
I don't think that
they
this
be
could be an
overrating Wemby
argument
like
to
crazy.
me.
They be like, he's the next GOAT. He's gonna be the GOAT. Like, bro,
I
what?
didn't say he was
I
gonna
mean, he
be the
could
GOAT.
be.
Bro,
But
this
I'm
man
just
is
saying,
frail, skinny, and all he
He's
do
too
is shoot threes,
frail,
bro.
man. You got it. There's a physical component.
No,
to it.
bro.
Let me clap back at DJ. DJ,
This man thinks he's Steph Curry in a 7-foot body, bro.
You're knocking Wemby for being a low efficiency 3-point shooter. What is Jalen Brown? I like Jalen.
He's not
Brown.
low efficiency. He's good
He's not a
efficiency.
great
Okay,
three-point
guys,
shooter.
I'm not gonna say anything. What was Jalen Brown's 3-point percentage this year?
Yeah, he was very low.
I think Jalen Brown's
It was low
finals
this year. I
MVP.
don't know
Wemby-
the exact number. I know it's low. I know
In the
hold on. Gary, granted, hold on.
of
Credit to Gary. Okay, you got me there. It was low. I know it was low, but I don't know the exact number.
It was low.
I'm all right. Has he taken a lot of 3-pointers? He doesn't need to take a lot of.
BK in the month of
in the month of
a lot of threes.
Hold up,
In the
Gary.
month-
He does. Hold on, Ellen. He does work in the mid range more than he does in the 3-point.
in the month of December, Wemby averaged 30, and you're saying his offense is
Jalen Brown
he's not a
is
good
his
offensive
offensive
player.
takes a lot of threes. Jalen Brown takes a lot of threes.
I didn't say nothing about Wemby's offense.
Nigga, Wemby was top before he got injured. He was top 5 MVP voting. What are we talking
That's
about?
all media. That's all
overhyping, bro.
media
Like
hype
no
right there,
rookie should
man.
be
That's all
considered
media
this,
hype.
bro.
I'm done.
Not media hype. He was playing that good. Like that's why he was top 5.
Listen, man, you got to be
In
able to
voting.
overpower guys,
But like y'all acting like not having
No,
him in
it's
top 10 is
not,
crazy, bro.
bro.
I had him
It's
top
not
15.
always about. It's not always. He's
No.
going to be fine. He doesn't need to put on that much weight.
I just don't put.
Yeah, he do.
Hold up. I don't.
No,
put,
he
hold
does
on.
not.
LM, I don't put young players over players like that early, bro. That's crazy. Like top 15, I got him top 15. That's good.
You have him top 15?
Yeah, top 15.
I mean, we're good. 10 to 15 is fine. That's cool.
Top 10 though, bro? No, I can't go there.
He's
Not yet.
around top 10. That's not. I wasn't like it wasn't like I was.
It's not that deep. Like it's right. It's not that deep. If you have him 10, it's fine.
Because I got AD over him. I got AD over him. I got I think he's over Joel Embiid right now because Joel didn't play. And I got Jokic over him.
Nah, Joel Embiid in my like a low basketball IQ player to me. Like he holds the ball when he getting doubled, and he doesn't.
And I think, in my personal opinion, I got Şengün over him. In my personal opinion,
yeah. No, I can't put.
Bro, Şengün outplays him every time they play.
Nah, I want.
Hold on.
I would be with that.
Hold on. I'm about to cook Gary right now, bro. Pull up their head-to-head matchup. You know, every time Şengün plays against Wemby, he outplays him.
Oh yeah.
Not all the time. No, he does not.
All the time.
What? No, he does not.
Yes,
no,
he does,
not.
bro. Pull up the head, bro. Ellen,
no, he
look up
does
the
not.
head-to-head matchup, bro. I'm telling you.
Yo, BK, what happened to that Şengün missed dunk, man?
Look at the last time they played.
Bro, he be bullying, bro. He bullies Wemby all the time, bro.
You would pick Şengün over Wemby?
Yeah, as of right now, yes. Wemby is not on that. Wemby has to grow more, bro.
Because
if the Spurs had Giannis with Wemby, man,
and I got Giannis. I got Giannis.
You gotta understand something. In the playoffs, the game slows down, right? And you need players that can score in like a half court set, man. And right now, Wemby does not have the physicality to do that.
BK, do they see? Are they watching?
What are you, BK? Are you crazy?
Baby Jokic in the making.
BK, why did Sengun miss that dunk? Hoops, did you see that when Sengun missed that dunk?
It's his first time.
Wemby is by far the best half court player on that team.
I don't think Wemby would miss an easy dunk like that.
Bro, he's 7'7". Like, come on, John.
Not to mention, Draymond played some good defense on one of the games that they won. He played some really good defense.
They averaged 25 points per game.
BK, they don't understand. They don't understand that Sengun is a baby Jokic in the making, bro.
Yeah. No, I'll give it to you. Sengun is their best player on the Rockets. I would say franchise guy on the Rockets. I think Jalen Green, BK. Right now. I don't know what you were smoking thinking Jalen Green was going to be an Anthony Edwards, man. You please have to take it back.
In the regular season, like if you want to play fast.
Nobody said Ant-Man. Nobody said that.
No, he did. Hoop said he sees him as like an Ant-Man, DJ.
Not right now. Not right now. In the next couple of years.
Oh,
that's what Fred VanVleet said. It was either Fred VanVleet or Dylan Brooks. One of them said he sees an Ant-Man with.
I mean, well, we're not in these locker rooms, so we don't know. Like, I mean,
he's looks
like Ant-Man's though. He has the athleticism.
Yeah, they're not lying.
Not the scoring. Edwards got the scoring.
Not the scoring. I think the problem with Jalen Green is that he has to work. He has to learn to be patient with his offense, not rush shots.
Exactly. Yeah, not rush it, and especially when they start trapping him, he doesn't really make good decisions.
Yeah, he just got to learn how to be. He's got to learn how to utilize.
Kyrie Irving had to overcome that. So, and when he did, he got.
We're not gonna sit here and act like Jalen Green's a bum, bro. I mean, he's his first time.
No, he's not. Well I just don't know if he's a secondary star option. He might be a third star option potentially.
You can't tell me he's a scrub. He averaged like 22 points this season, bro. Well, like 5 rebounds.
Wait, where was that thing? Jonathan doesn't know basketball. Let me get that hashtag back.
Oh, stop it, Oops. You don't know basketball. You'll praise the guy who doesn't even play in the game 7, man.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, BK. I got a couple centers. I've been looking at a couple centers, bro, that we need to go after, bro. I'm not gonna.
In the draft or like in
the league, bro. I don't want none of these centers in this draft.
No, come on, DJ. Thomas Schroeder, Maxime Renard. There's a few decent centers.
Walker Kessler is definitely on my top. Is definitely on my top.
We can't get him. You know, Danny Ainge is gonna want everything from us for him.
Then go get him, bro.
I would take Nas Reed. I mean,
they only want first round picks. They only want 2 first round picks, bro.
I would be open to signing Nas Reed, but I don't know if it's a free agent.
Now, if he wants more,
you're not willing to give up 2 first round picks for Walker Kessler, Jonathan.
It depends what Danny Ainge wants. You know, Danny Ainge, he's probably going to want maybe 3
I just said it. It's only 2 first round picks he's been asking for.
If it's 2 picks and they're not like crazy picks, I'm open to it.
I'm taking Walker Kessler is nice, bro.
I don't think they need to.
What? I know they're not going. I don't think they're going to give him up now.
Would you take on Kristaps Porzingis if Boston needs to offload his contract?
He's too old. He's
BK, you ain't name me a top 10.
Yeah, Hoops. Let's hear it.
You got Giannis up there, and not in any kind of particular order or anything like that. Ant-Man. Okay. I'm putting Jaylen Brown.
That's Tatum.
3. Okay.
4.
I'm gonna put like Cade Cunningham in there. I'm sorry, 5. I don't care what you guys think. I'm putting Cade.
I agree.
None of them players are gonna be centers, but go ahead.
I'm talking about overall top 10.
Like you're at 5 Hoops.
Overall top 10.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, Jokic. That's it. That I should roll down, man. Who else?
You didn't say Shea yet, right?
You still got Shea. You got Luka. You got Steph.
Steph already. I don't know about Luka, man. Like I don't know.
What?
Yo, he got to get better. 65%, man. They scored on him. That's just embarrassing,
BK,
man.
If you're gonna have Wemby over Luka, stop it, bro.
No, it's a fair question. It's fair,
bro. What has Wemby done in his career?
But like he can play defense, man. He guards.
So what? It is not getting him nowhere.
You know it's crazy. I don't think anybody wants to give Nico
why do y'all blame the player for how the team is?
Hold on. LM, hold on. Okay, cool. I'll let you have it. My fault, bro. I'm not gonna blame him for that.
Let me ask
bro,
question,
Luka, y'all love to trash Luka about his defense, bro. Okay, he don't play defense, but he still made it to the finals.
In terms,
65%,
in terms, in
DJ.
terms of,
That's
in
not
terms
good,
of,
man.
but hold on, hold on. In terms,
They had
in terms
Giddey,
of,
they had Daniel Gafford.
Go
they
ahead,
had-
Gary. Go ahead,
in
Gary.
terms of,
Hold
in
on.
terms of
Let Gary go.
resume,
Go ahead, Gary. Go ahead,
Is
Gary.
Luka the worst defensive player in basketball?
No.
yes,
No, I think it's James Harden.
he got an argument.
No.
He's
Hold
number
on. I
No,
think
this
it's James
man
Harden.
is
I
worse
think it's
than
James
him.
Harden.
I would put Luka in
Nah.
top 10. I would put Luka in top 10 for worst
I think it's
defender. I'll put him in top
Gary.
10.
For me,
I
it
think
goes
top 10.
it goes James Harden
hard
then
to
Luka.
judge that.
So he's two. He's the second. Fine. Like I'm not going to argue
the
that. That's
second
fine.
worst. Okay, I can
He's
go
the
with
second.
All right,
worst
so
defensive
so
player
who
in
else, BK?
basketball. It's
But
gonna.
hold up, did you watch that? Did you watch that last game? Let's not act like. Hold up, Luka actually gives effort in some spurts though. I'm not saying he's a good defender, but he gives effort in spurts.
65% ain't good effort, though, DJ, man. That's the series the Timberwolves
No,
scored.
nobody said it's good.
He's
Some-
really one of the worst defenders I've ever seen, man. I mean,
And matter of fact, hold up. I think Trae Young's worse than him.
Nah,
So,
Trey
hold
Young
on,
slides
so
his
I'll-
feet, though. He gets more effort though. He slides his feet. He tries. It's that,
look,
like,
I'll get.
physical.
All right, I'll give you that. Okay.
Overpower
So,
him?
Luke,
So
but, hey,
look, I'll give-
Trae Young's number 3 though. It goes James
No,
Harden.
with
Luka, then Trae.
Trae Young, there's excuse for
Trae
this.
Young might be worse than
Luka,
Trae
there's
Young
no
might be worse than
excuse.
Luka. High key.
There should be no excuse for Luka. He should be more physically better.
Trae Young might be worse than Luka.
LeBron. I got LeBron.
But
Trae
steals
Young
is
get
like
more
just playing in the
steals.
passing. That can be playing in the passing lanes. That's all I tell to tell.
You got LeBron over Wemby right now.
I've seen Trae Young slide his feet. It's just that when you start putting bigger wings and these skilled power forwards on him, I mean, there's nothing he pretty much can really do. He's just too short. But like in terms of like him moving laterally, yeah, I've seen Trae Young do that.
What about Garland? Y'all think Garland's in there? I think Garland's in that list.
Nah, Garland's not a really good defender.
Garland's not a good defender, bro. If you say he is, you're tripping.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell. So that's my top 10 right there, man.
All right, so hold on. I'll give my list. So
having
one
Wemby over Luka is
so
nasty
look,
work.
so one I put Jokic 1, Shea 2, Giannis 3. I'll put
Giannis
Steph.
3.
I'll put these are the players I consider over Wemby.
Oh, there's
Jokic,
no order? No order?
There's not necessarily. Jokic, Shea, Giannis. I'll put Tatum. So that's what 4. I put Ant 5. I put Cade 6. I will put
Paulo.
I put Paulo.
No
7.
KD?
I was gonna mention KD.
I put 7. KD was gonna be 8. KD.
Okay.
9. I would put. I ain't gonna hold you. 9. I will put Anthony Davis, and then 10. I put Wemby.
Wow.
Damn, no Steph?
I mean, the way
I would take KD off that list and put Steph on that list.
You'll take KD
all right,
off?
I'm gonna play.
At this
No,
point,
I wouldn't take KD off.
Bro, you can't hold up. You can't measure up with team success. Look at his level of production individually.
Look at Wemby's level. Wemby's 25, 12, and 4 blocks on efficient shooting.
But
Like,
KD's
No,
efficient shooting too, and he's averaging 28.
But he's
But
not getting 12
it's-
rebounds and 4 blocks.
Okay, but he's
But-
giving you what,
but-
like 6, 7?
He's just
But
6, 7
Steph-
points and
We're
6,
not
7
talking about
boards.
individuals.
I don't think
Position.
Steph is a good. Steph is Steph. So realistically, if you wanted to replace KD with
this
Steph,
Wemby hype is
I'll
crazy. I get
understand.
he's nice and everything, but like, dang, bro, putting him over the greats already is crazy.
You know what it is?
I mean,
DJ?
I don't think it's
I'm not taking
nothing.
him over 2015 Kevin Durant. I'm taking him over this version of Kevin Durant.
Nah, I still can't do it, bro. Until KD retires, then maybe we can have this conversation.
But he's not.
I mean,
what he was. Like he can still score buckets for sure, but he's not.
Bro,
what he was.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, bro.
So
It's
you would
just
pick up KD.
I mean, if you're talking
Gary,
about young players over this
So
version
so
of the
if you had an
OGs, then
if you had
I can't. I
opportunity
still
to pick up
maybe I'm
KD,
biased or something, bro. I can't do it. I
it
can't.
might be
I can't
biased
put
because
Wemby
a lot
over
of people,
Yeah,
a lot of
you
people
gotta
will
be.
put a lot of people will put the younger players over the
Of
OGs.
course.
They
I'm not
they
even
would.
putting. Hold on. I might even put. Hey, I'll go as far as to say probably put LeBron over Wemby.
Hell no.
Hell no, not
Yes.
right
Hell
now.
no.
Yes.
Not right now. No.
Did you watch
Not
the
right
Canelo
now.
fight today?
The
LeBron
who?
James is Canelo fight. LeBron James is more shot than Canelo. LeBron shot. Like he's
But you
done.
act like hold up. LeBron James still put up good numbers.
He put up no, like you see him in the he's done. LeBron is like He can still put up numbers.
I think he's lying about that.
Gary,
You think he-
Is LeBron a worse defender than Luka? No.
No, he's not. He's not worse.
He's not worse, but he's pretty bad. He can still play defense in spots.
He
Like,
actually, this is probably the best defense I played.
BK, LeBron, your favorite player?
Thank you, Claude. Thank you.
BK, LeBron, your favorite player?
No. I'm not.
That's his king, bro.
No. Interesting.
LeBron is shot.
How's he shot?
Because he can't do it.
I don't think he's shot yet.
He's
I
not
don't think
shot.
he's shot yet.
He's not showing.
Gary, that team is garbage.
He's shot. They got Luka.
No, you don't think. No, you don't think.
Hold up, Gary.
Wait, guys. They were in second place. As soon as LeBron got hurt, they started collapsing. So
let's not hold up. First of all, they was hold up. They was there because
maybe Luka
was
could play
before them,
defense.
bro. AD had something to do with that too, though.
They're not.
No, but they were cooking for a bit before LeBron got hurt, and then they just collapsed to like what was it, third, fourth?
To say LeBron, I don't think LeBron's cooked all the way. I don't think he's like fully cooked yet, bro.
Look, this is my point. He's not cooked all the way, but he's cooked in the same way Canelo is cooked. Like he's still good, but he's not a top 5 or 10 player in the league anymore. Like he's not
yes, he is.
Okay.
player.
Is he better than Zion right now? Given everything Zion's been through,
Yes, I think LeBron is better than Zion. Yes,
Zion's better than LeBron.
I think LeBron's better than Zion.
Wow. I don't know if I could go there, man.
Gary loves Zion. Gary loves Zion.
Zion's not even top 10. Zion's not even a top 15 player, top 20 player.
You guys don't want to count. If we count their numbers, you guys aren't going to like what you get. I can promise you that.
LeBron multiple time champ.
Please tell me y'all at least taking Wemby. Please tell me y'all at least taking Wemby over Zion.
If you want to say,
I'm taking Wemby over. Yes, Wemby's over Zion right now. Wemby was over Zion his rookie year.
Yeah, Wemby's better than Zion.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay.
Brandon, hold on.
Man.
I got hey Gary. I got Brandon Ingram over Zion. How about that, bro? And Scotty Barnes.
Oh, hell no.
Brandon Ingram over Zion? I don't know if they were that much of a difference.
John, did you see what Brandon Ingram was doing when Zion was hurt?
I saw Zion Williams lock down Brandon Ingram this year in the game.
I got Cade over Zion.
Everybody's over, man. Zion ain't even, bro. Stop it, bro. Zion's not even. Zion should even be considered in any of this.
I like his game.
You hate Zion, bro. You really do.
I'm telling you, I will only give up Claxton and 2 picks for Zion. I'm not going to.
Zion is one of the most overrated players I've ever seen, bro.
Gary won Zion in Brooklyn. That's
in my lifetime. He definitely. For me, it goes LeBron, then Luke, then SGA, then Zion.
Yo, all Zion is good for is the make podcast.
Would y'all want Zion in Brooklyn?
What you say is good for?
No, I don't want Zion in Brooklyn. The only person that wants that is Gary, bro.
That's it.
Cheeseburger.
That's it. I stand alone on this. And when we get Zion, y'all gonna owe me a bigger.
Yo, if we get Zion,
we're gonna be a worse record, bro.
Yo, if we get Zion, we're gonna show up on here with eating salads, man. We gotta support Zion.
Our record not gonna change with Zion on the team, bro.
Zion, Dylan, and AJ DeBosta. I'm with it.
Whoa.
You put
okay.
Zion, hold
now
up.
You
put Zion on this team this season, bro. Hold up. To the start of the season, we had Zion at the start of the season, bro. Stop it, bro. We're not better than
the only scenario I would want Zion on this team is if you draft Dylan Harper. Other than that, I wouldn't want Zion. I think that Zion
has one of the most healthiest seasons ever, and then this dude Gary jumping on his season.
I'm only giving up Claxton. I would only give up Claxton 2 picks for Zion. DJ, I would only give him Claxton.
Hold on. This man getting paid $200 million?
I don't know what it is, but
he's making $40 million next year, but it's non-guaranteed. That's
horrible, bro.
His thing got something to do with his weight.
But I mean, he hasn't really.
I heard he lost it.
He lost it, but that was only this. He gonna gain it back. He does it all the time.
He learned from James Harden.
Man gonna go right once the season ends. He gonna go right back eating cheeseburgers, eating cupcakes.
No, Gary, we're not disrespecting Zion. We're coming up with facts on why he's just been unhealthy, man. I mean, he's got to show us he can be healthy.
Let me get Zion. Let me put him on a carnivore diet for 90 days. He'll be lean.
Does Zion got a mid range? Do we got like a post game, like a?
No,
I feel like he doesn't expand on his game.
No, you know what the crazy LM, you know what the crazy thing is? It is month of action when he came back. He was actually 15th in the league in field goal percentage. He's his own worst enemy. If the guy actually stayed healthy and committed to being the best player ever, he might be a top player in this league.
Crazy, Jonathan. This man Gary loves to criticize guys that don't work on their game, right? But Zion hasn't worked on his game at all, bro.
Yeah, he's like
I've
He got
criticized.
you there, Gary.
I said no. He doesn't have me there. I've been the critic of Zion for that. I said if Zion could hit a mid-range jump, if he could,
If coulda, woulda, shoulda, he ain't
Can I
doing it
finish
yet.
my sentence, DJ? Can I finish my sentence? I said if Zion could hit an 18-foot baseline jumper, he'd be the best player in the NBA. He can't, and he'd be absolutely unguardable. If you got to contest him from 18 feet out, who's going to guard him?
You gotta look at playmaking. It's not just scoring.
This man, hold on. This man still can't hit the three. Hold on. Gary.
I don't care if he can hit the three. I don't care.
What, bro? You gotta hit at least. Bro, come on, bro. He should at least hit a couple three. He could.
In this day and age.
Well, y'all got on Ben for not hitting threes, so Zion should be able to hit threes too.
Not me. I didn't get on Ben for not hitting threes.
I know.
I'm just saying in general.
I don't.
I feel like
nah. Hold up, Gary. If Ben, I don't want to talk about Ben, but if Zion even hits the three, bro, he'll be, bro. He got to at least hit the three. You got to at least his mid-range game is not that good either.
Three, hit an 18-footer. Once you can hit an 18-footer,
bro, he's like. Hold on. I've always said this about Zion. Hold on. I always said this about Zion. He's like a low-budget version of Giannis, bro.
Okay.
He's a worse version of Giannis, bro.
If he was in better shape, I'd give you that, DJ, but I can't go there yet.
You said low budget.
Yeah,
I mean, he's technically right.
That's a pretty damn good player. Is he as good as Giannis?
He's technically good, right?
No, he's nowhere near as good as Giannis because Giannis actually has more skills, and Giannis barely has skills. He has more.
Giannis is in peak physical condition. Huge difference.
The only thing Zion got over Giannis is probably the ball handling skills.
The only thing with Zion is his training habits need to be better. If you're pulling your hamstrings this young, it means you must be doing something wrong with your practice training.
That's the only thing Zion has, bro.
I mean, if he doesn't work out in summer, man, he just can keep off his legs.
He's just a lob threat guy, bro. He just runs and dunks, bro.
Tell him to get on the salad diet and stop eating chitlins and burgers.
That's like a Ben Simmons with no defense, man. That's even worse if that's the case.
No salad, only meat. Only meat. Be good. Just meat.
Taking a chance with him.
If you get Dylan Harper, maybe I'll take a chance with him, but I'm not giving anything up more than Claxton.
Even if you get Dylan, I'm still not with it. You still got to get I don't know, his contract.
Depends on our options, LM, because Sean Marks, he's looking at other options besides the draft. You know that.
I don't like his contract. I really don't.
Whose contract?
Zion.
It's only $40 million. It's not that much compared.
It's not guaranteed. You got to remember, it's not guaranteed. If we choose to just let him go, we could do that too. So you kind of would watch Claxton's contract, and you'd watch Zion's if it doesn't work out. So that's probably the only good thing about that deal.
I mean, if you get Zion, he's younger than Giannis. So I mean, I guess
he is. Yeah, but he's been hurt twice.
When we get Giannis and we get Zion, y'all are gonna owe me an apology when you see how nice he is.
I never.
Oh no, nobody's saying that. Listen, I'm not saying
Zion jerseys.
My thing is that
BK would love Zion here because he athletic.
Gary,
yo, that's crazy.
It's not about his defense and him getting switched on to guards, and that weight is really a worrisome to me, man. But
he lost the weight, BK. I think he's been skinnier now.
He lost some weight. Yeah,
I don't know how much. If he's like still 280, look at Joel Embiid.
Already 260 now, 250.
Yeah, he's like 260 now.
That boy ain't 260. BK, he's not 300 anymore, but he ain't 260.
Yo, Mike, that's cold.
Hold on, hold on. What happened, Scott?
I don't get it with you. One player you want gain weight, and another player you want to lose weight.
Well, this is certain.
Hold on, Scott.
You can't be too fat playing basketball, Scott.
Losing weight.
Scott, you don't want them overweight though, bro.
I know, but listen, genetics play into people's bodies.
Yeah,
well, then
and that's why I don't like Zion.
Wemby don't need to have weight.
Yes, he does.
Yes,
he does.
No, he does not. Zion weight.
See,
no, not Zion.
No, not Zion weight. I'm saying 245.
Wait, hold on.
No,
he's already 230.
Even Wemby said that he's got to gain some. He got to gain some weight, bro.
No, he has to gain strength. He has to gain strength, not muscle.
I just
right?
That muscle,
but not weight.
Muscle and weight is two different things.
When you say gain some weight, What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
like
Let me ask
weight
you
is
something.
like
Hold on. If Zion doesn't gain weight, right, and let's say he gains muscle, and hypothetically he was going against like a prime Shaq, would that help him or what, man?
I don't
Sort
think,
of. Yeah,
well,
it
If he's
kinda
stronger physically, it's a huge difference
he'll
than
still
popping
get
a
cooked.
hamstring
It
every
would
10
come.
days.
Hold on,
Kinda.
BK.
you can't
BK, he'll
make
still
up
get cooked.
genetics. You cannot make that up. That's not something you just get.
Genetics do
At,
play a part.
At
the end of
Some
the day,
people
the
can't
way
I'm just
stop
trying to
he's
get Gary to
Stop trying to
understand
put
that
weight
having
on
Zion on
people.
your
You
team
can't.
is
They're
still not
not
going
going
to
to
get you
listen.
anywhere, bro.
he's
If they
definitely
hear
got to
you, they're
slim
going to
down
say, "You
because the
don't know
way he's
what you
taking
talking
is
about."
hurting his legs. At the end of the day,
Listen,
the more weight you got in your
Scott,
stomach,
the
the harder
switches.
your legs are going to feel it.
You
He's
can't
got to
It's
be
do
a
the
lot
that.
better
But
You
switches
even
can't
than
do
regardless, though, if
that.
he does lose that, though, it's like okay, if he does lose all of that, where's the skills going to be? What happens to the skills? What's he going to do with his
Right,
skills?
he
Well,
still got to work on his perimeter offense. Like that gotta be
And his
a
half court
main.
offense, everything, bro.
Right, even if he does lose the weight, you got to work on the jump, the mid
It's
range,
like
the threes.
y'all think if somebody lose weight, it's gonna like magically make them like a totally
you
better
would
player.
need a lot around Zion. You'll need a point guard, a center. You need
Not
almost
just a
everything
center, you
around
need a
him.
spacing center, bro.
Yeah, an offensive center. We need offense. We can't rely on Zion to be the only offensive
Because
big guy we got.
Zion and Claxton don't work. He can't play with
And
a
you
center
can't
like
play
that.
Zion at the 5. If we play Zion at the 5, he's gonna get hurt, man. You just like no, that
No,
wouldn't
Zion at
work
the 5
out.
is
I
terrible,
would
bro.
play him at the
Yeah.
5.
No,
No, Gary,
nah.
no. Come on,
He
Gary.
can't
He's gonna
guard
get
nobody,
crushed.
bro.
Neither can Nick
Him at the
Claxton.
5 is
Let's
nasty.
be
Bro.
real.
Okay, well, him at the 5 is nasty work. He's like 6'5", bro.
Yeah, against Wemby, against KP, against all these other bigs, I don't think Zion would handle that well.
What is Zion like 6'6"?
Especially in B.
And how does Nick Claxton handle bigs?
How does Nick Claxton come in since we're talking about Zion, Gary? Keep Claxton out of
Because
this.
he's our
Keep it on
current center.
Zion.
Nick
Gary,
Claxton
he's
is
not going to play well at the 5. KP would cook him. Wemby would cook him. Heck,
Giannis?
LeBron might
Okay,
cook him.
who is our current center?
Claxton.
Does he get cooked by Bismarck Biyombo?
Yes, he got cooked by everybody under the sea.
But okay, that's not finding. Okay, Gary.
How does that
Gary,
help
you just said
Wemby's
that.
case?
Hold up, Jonathan. Okay, cool. That's not you giving us a solution to our problem.
Hold on, Scott. You replay one's comment right there.
Hold on, BK. He's adding the same problem. He said Wemby. He said Claxton gets cooked, and Zion will get cooked. That's not fixing the problem, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
My thing with
I agree.
Zion is that like the lateral movement, like him getting switched on to guys like John Morant.
I think Zion's been playing out of position for years now. I think he's a small forward.
Have you ever seen a player? All right, let's make it Giannis. When you look at Giannis, you think how heavy you think he is?
He's 240.
He's 240. He's 240, all muscle, no fat.
Yeah.
He is so thin that you wouldn't believe that's 240.
It's like
I've seen Giannis in person twice. He's put together, man.
Yeah, he takes
strong, bro. Giannis
he takes his habits seriously. Giannis takes his training very seriously.
Hey Scott, you saw him grab that boy head on the Pacers?
You talking about
that's Scott's point. But that's Scott's point. He put on muscle, but he didn't lose his athleticism. He wasn't slow. He didn't.
No, nobody's saying that.
Hold on.
Man. You don't need that.
I think the time has passed for Zion, bro. He still hasn't changed. He's still the same exact player.
Well, the interesting point we're all bringing up here is if he does change his body size, he has to adjust to other skill sets. Can he do that?
I'm trying to make
it
understand because it's like Gary is banking on because he's young. Like, how long are you going to keep living off that, bro?
Stop putting.
No, I'm not banking on it because he's young. I'm banking on it because he played 28 minutes a game this year and averaged like 25, 7, and 7 in 28 minutes. That's what I'm banking.
That was in like a month and a half.
But
Gary.
Hold on. Jonathan, I got him right here. No, Gary, how many times has he done that?
How many times has he done 25, 7, and 7 in 28 minutes?
Oh yeah, the stats, the points, and the amount of games he played. How many times has he done this?
He's done 25, 7, and 7. Like that's kind of what he does.
I'm not talking about availability though. Like how many?
Hold on, 1 second, man. 1 second, Scott. I'm gonna show you. You don't know what you're talking about. So coming out of hold on, Scott. 1 second. No, you're not. Wait. Hold on. Your ego right now is bigger than Mount Everest right now, right? Yes, it is. Coming out of hold on. Coming into
what did Scott say? I can't hear what Scott saying.
Hold on. Let me talk, Scott. Hold on. coming into the NBA, his rookie year, Giannis was 196 pounds. So what do you mean you can't put on weight? What are you talking about?
That's not.
He's 240 now.
That's not fat. That's not weight. That's
talking about muscle, BK.
On. What are you?
I said he was 196 pounds and now he's 240. So he put on weight.
Both. Hold on. BK is both. He put on weight and it's muscle.
No, he's saying the weight doesn't matter.
It does matter.
You said it didn't.
No, I did not say that.
Scott did say that. Come on.
Yeah, he did. He did put on weight, but it was muscle too, though.
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying no. He said that the weight doesn't matter, just the muscle in itself.
It does matter.
BK, I think you.
All right. I didn't hear you. My fault.
Everybody can't put weight on.
You got Scott hyped, bro. You got Scott hyped up, bro.
Yo, facts.
No,
man.
I thought he said. I'm gonna rewind.
Hold
on. I'm gonna rewind the stream. I could have sworn he actually said
putting weight on everybody.
He was talking. When he said that he was talking about Zion.
That's not good for him.
BK always likes to gaslight everybody.
Why did he get up to 240 pounds then, from 196 to 240?
Yeah, you saw how thin he was.
Yeah, he was very thin. He had to put on that weight.
Skinnier than KD.
Yo, seriously. Giannis is what he is, a genetic.
Hold on. Come on. You're contradicting yourself, man. You gotta put on weight, man.
No, I do not like. I despise Giannis. I don't like Giannis, bro, and I hate to give him like compliments, bro.
Why? Why? He's a
Giannis, bro.
You got.
That was the one player I dislike. I don't like Giannis, bro.
You can't get emotional, man.
I don't. Wait, hold on, BK. I don't forgive him for what he did in 2021, bro. I'm still not over there.
You really with the Kyrie thing? Listen, man, Kyrie did nothing for us, bro. At
this point, bro, I can't let it go, John.
No, I respect why you're not.
No, I didn't hear Scott.
And it's not even, hold on, I'll say this, BK. It's not even Giannis, bro. I think it's just the media and the fans, bro. It's like he don't never get criticized, bro. He hasn't won a playoff series since 2022.
I mean, listen, Chris Middleton was hurt, right?
That's the actual stat. Look it up. He hasn't won a playoff series since 2022.
They lost Drew Holiday, their best on-ball defender.
Excuses.
No, excuses nothing. It's a team sport, man.
Yeah, just like with Simmons, man.
Bro, how long we gonna keep? Okay, so what we gonna say this year? Oh, because Dame got hurt.
Yeah,
bro, come on, Giannis is the biggest dude out there, bro.
So what?
They could have won that game.
Listen, you want him to score all the points?
Hold on.
You want him to score all 120 points? Other guys got to step up.
Whose fault was it for Tyrese Halliburton hitting that game winner, bro? That was on Giannis.
Yeah, he did, but he blew by him.
You talk about
Halliburton blew by him. This is your defensive player of the year right here.
He blew by him.
I think Giannis is done with Milwaukee, man. I think he's just.
Oh, no, he's done with Milwaukee.
He's definitely done with them. They have nothing to bring him back, bro.
Yeah,
it's never no criticism for Giannis.
Hold on. They said he got a house in the Hamptons. I was talking with my boy today.
Oh, now it's Giannis has to go to a different team. He has to go build somewhere else. But when he goes there and loses, hold up, BK. Now when he goes there and loses, what you gonna say?
I'm gonna look at the team.
Man,
oh my God, bro!
Analyzation of it and see why he actually lost the game.
It's been since 20. I seen the stat. It was on Twitter, bro. He hasn't won. It was right after the Pacers game ended, bro. They showed the stat, bro.
Damn,
that's nasty work, Giannis. Giannis, you gonna get some smoke, bro?
Nah, but listen, DJ, I think all your points with what he's done wrong with Val, but also without Giannis, the Bucks will be nowhere, man. They're at 27th or 28th market, though. They're not valuable without him.
This man has been getting cooked for the past 2-3 seasons by the Pacers, bro.
Now
he's been their only best option. But like some of you guys talk about, depth is so important. It can't just be Giannis, or else Giannis will get gas and he'll get cooked. I'll give it to you, DJ. If Giannis has to do all these things on the team as the only guy consistently, he's going to get gassed and he's going to get criticized, rightfully, like you're saying, by missing on defensive assignments. You're right about that, but he definitely has more pieces around him.
But at BKNY hoops, you just look at everything, not just one player.
No, stop it. You know, is that your new motto?
This man let a light skin go by him, bro.
Well, wasn't he hitting the threes that game?
Yo, the Dame thing is crazy, man. He's getting paid $60 million this summer or next year, and he's gonna be out the whole year. That's crazy.
Man, Giannis is a punk, bro. He got Tyrese Halliburton's dad kicked out, bro.
Yo, and the front office, man, with the Kyle Kuzma thing, I don't know why they did that move. That move made no sense. He's been so unimpactful.
They would have not banned his dad if Giannis didn't say anything at the post-game interview, bro.
Oh, I can't believe they did that, man, to his father.
Giannis didn't have in a post-game interview because he lost. Oh, his dad was antagonizing me. Like, bro, shut up, bro. You lost, bro.
Yo, Giannis must have been like, I'm gonna throw a lawsuit on you,
Giannis is a
Tyrese.
crybaby.
Up your dad.
No, let me wrap this up over here, man. I've been talking for 5 hours straight, man. Being on
Wild Street,
this, man. But good show
Giannis,
tonight.
you ain't ducking none of this smoke.
And there's an
Giannis.
echo too, so that's a good way to close this show out. Like, comment, subscribe, share the stream, and when you share, the universe is back with you. Peace.
Drafts of the week. Woo!